if I could speak with the secretary for the ambassador.
And what is this matter concerning?
An important matter between myself and an agent of the Japanese military Navy.
And where did you interact with this agent? Because we do not have any military agents in Singapore.
In passing, and if we can just make sure that a message I have will be delivered to them, regardless of where they are.
Give me do you have reassurance?
Yes.
All right. You don't have to spend a point. You've got it. That'll be... Actually, do you have bureaucracy? Bureaucracy would be awesome if you have bureaucracy.
That I do not.
Okay. Reassurance, we'll go with that. I take it this is a matter of some import?
Yes.
Do you have it written down already?
Yes.
I'll take it.
Assess honesty. That they will deliver it to...
He told you he would? You don't have any reason to doubt him, but you don't have any fantastic reason to trust him other than, he's an agent of the government, and the government's clearly here to help you.
Okay, yeah.
Computer is your friend.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give him the letter.
Okay.
With some hesitation as I look into his eyes, because it's very important that this gets to him.
I'm certain that it is very important to you. Good day, sir.
Should have said it's also very important to the Emperor.
Yeah, I will say that.
The Empire.
Yeah. It's also important to the Empire. Emperor.
It's not technically an empire, but...
I got you.
Very good. So what does this note say?
To meet us at the tea house for some additional information that would be imperative for him to know.
Is there a time?
I would just put in there what time, like, if I was helping craft this letter.
Yes.
I would say that we will,
5 p.m. every day.
one of us will be there at 9 a.m. every morning.
Yeah, and then at 9 p.m. every night.
Okay. So you're able to get that delivered. And is someone planning to be at the tea house at 9 o'clock tonight? Who is that?
Me?
Okay.
Well, I don't think that we should travel alone.
Wasn't there this tea house sort of like around the corner of the warehouse?
There was a tea house not at all far from the warehouse. Is that the one you're picking?
That's the one. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Perhaps we should have, like, somebody...
Lookout or something, too.
Yeah, on the roof of a nearby building or something like that.
Probably a good idea.
With grenades.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, if those
All
deep
right.
ones show up,
Well, are you guys keeping a watch?
I'm sure Jack's people are keeping a watch.
Jack's people are keeping a watch. There's no question about it. But I didn't know if you folks were as well.
I would say that that's probably a good idea.
So before this meeting actually happens, my plan was to try to convince Isoga that we had nothing to do with the destruction of the destroyer. Certainly we want to keep sort of repeating this. But also give him... So what I'm thinking is that we know what day that this ritual has to take place on. So maybe feed him some information that some event is happening on the island on the night previous to this thing, right? To make sure that all of the co-conspirators of this plot against the Empire, in conjunction with the British Empire, is going to sort of coalesce on this island on... that day is going to be... the 7th of April. And if that does one of two things is going to happen. Either he's going to take what we say in all seriousness and have a ship ready to go there and blow the shit out of that on the 7th, or
he's
nothing,
dead.
or he'll die.
No,
or,
he's already dead.
Or that, right? Or nothing will happen. And either way, we still have to find a way there on the 7th. But at least this gives him the right information, so we're not like going to the island in 2 days from now because we're hearing explosions or some shit. You know, like I think that's really the only motivation here right now is to make sure that he doesn't send any kind of anything there before then.
Okay. Well, what are we gonna do in the meantime?
Try not to die.
Get
Try
buddy
not to
buddy,
die. I'm
get
with you
buddy
on that
buddy
one,
with
Rich, for the first time.
Jack and his revolutionaries, and hopefully they can protect us.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, you know, it's being the leader of a peasant army is probably pretty good if you live out.
A very well-armed peasant army.
I don't think it matters. If you live out in the jungle, a peasant army is pretty awesome. But if you live at the end of a pier, and the enemy has God knows how many
monstrosities.
deep ones.
Yeah.
But Shanghai is defended by the army of China, so I'm
Not
sure.
so much right now. Gangs
Yeah.
pretty much run Shanghai at this time,
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
which is why people like Ho
Well,
Fang.
an urban
and,
jungle's no different than a regular jungle, then.
yeah.
Even with deep ones running through the streets.
We do have Man of Swallow.
Yeah,
You do.
I'm not.
Did we ask her?
You have my swallow.
Yeah, I have her.
Oh. Did we ask Ho Fang anything about how he felt about Jack or their relationship? Or
Oh, he wants to solve that. There's no ifs, ands, or like the whole meeting of him was just, we know who you are, you know who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a dick measuring contest, but his was bigger because he had deep ones.
That sounds really bad.
But he wasn't like really angry and had a bad hard on for Jack or anything like that.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
He's pissed.
I'm
that
sure
that
that he
scroll
does.
was of utmost
Okay.
importance to them. I think the only reason that they even offered anything to the professor was because they probably guessed correctly that he probably translated it already, or we would have all been fish food.
I'm sure Ho Fang knows about everything going on in this town. So
Yeah, I mean,
As does your Venom.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel safe.
Maybe we could see if she can hide us.
Yeah, I mean that's an option.
Maybe she'll do it for him and hide us.
Or maybe she'll just hand us over because
She may, but
She might,
we're sitting
too.
ducks as it is.
I don't trust.
I mean, she likes you, right?
Today, as of last night,
Alright, so, I mean,
she is a lady, so
she is also like a woman who knows when to take, how to use opportunities when they arise. I got the feeling. So like if Ho Fang was going to win whatever was going on, she would be a supporter of Ho
of
Fang.
course.
So and I don't think we've
That's-
proven enough to her.
I
That,
think
like,
we're
we
like
can
that too,
stop.
right?
Yeah, maybe. Brock Alexander probably is.
Yeah.
He's like, now wait a minute, we can talk about this. I will happily join your call. Just don't cut my throat.
I don't know, I think maybe it's worth... I think that we're sitting ducks at Jack's, my opinion.
we could leave town.
No, Ho Fang's not going to have that. We already told him we would leave town, and he's like, no.
You're not gonna
you're
leave.
not going to do that.
you're not leaving.
It's
this
too
world.
late.
We
Well,
don't need
maybe-
his permission.
But maybe he didn't expect you to survive. So certainly, like,
Maybe. I think. Maybe.
So,
Yeah,
that's,
but the only thing out of that encounter was, damn, they run pretty fast.
Yeah.
There was no intimidation.
Yeah.
We're like, man, I'm not gonna mess with those guys. Like, damn, that was. That's just some good genes those guys have
And
running.
everything.
Yeah. But the head of unexpectedly annoyed him that like we still managed, that you all survived. So certainly he underestimated us.
Just the ability for us to run. There's absolutely nothing else that he's underestimated at this point.
Like, if not right now.
Yeah.
Perhaps
I'm
if the
expecting to
Japanese
knock at
Navy
the door
bombs the
any
crap
minute.
out of the island, he might be like, I didn't see that one coming, but other than that, no. No, he's...
I mean, we can always take an offensive approach to the whole thing now.
Well, that's what I was...
Because he is going to definitely do it to us.
If we don't hear anything back from us, okay, to be honest, I just say we hijack one of them boats, the little militia, and go out there and
do what we're there while we're there. I mean, that's the thing. Like
cleanse the island.
And then wait, hopefully not get it murdered by who knows what.
Well, if we kill Hopefang and Penhew by taking the boats...
Why would they be out there?
Well, Penhew has been kind of just on the
On his
Dark
boat.
Mistress. And even if they're not, I mean...
I think that's a long time.
They still
away
gotta come
of
get
an
us.
island that is like the cult epicenter.
well.
And, like,
What if we get to
hopefully-
it and there's like
What,
nobody
you
there?
want to live forever?
What if there's nobody there when we get there? Because the ritual's not going
Oh,
for
then
2
there'll
weeks.
be a lot of egg on our face.
No, I'm just saying. Then we don't have to. All we have to do is sit and wait and attack them when they come.
Well, if we go now, we still have the possible attack by the Japanese, so we would be on the island.
We're not going to go now, yeah.
Let's
but-
go back to the rowboat idea in the beginning. But I say
But we don't
either
even
go
know if
look
that's
for
gonna happen.
Asagio or go look for Madame Swallows and ask her to hide us.
Or we just sit around and wait. Play the wait game.
I think we need to be hid.
Or we run away.
We're waiting Sitting Ducks. He's gonna come and get us.
You know where there's no deep ones at? Egypt.
How do you know that?
Are we gonna be able to get
We
out
could
of
be
town?
living in the Nile.
There's a Mediterranean deep ones, man. They just slightly more olive skin.
So are you saying the deep ones are in denial, or
That's
is
right.
Mr.
Well, I was waiting for him to say something like that, but he just sat there and said nothing. I was so disappointed.
Setup failed.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, we could just try to leave. Take our chances, try to get out of here and go. We came and we found out what we needed to find out. Same thing like
We're on our way to like failing the campaign because there would be 2 cults that we didn't stop.
Should have went
Well-
to Egypt. I'm just saying.
We'd encounter some shit there too, and we would leave.
Well, it's been. I mean,
But information is what we wanted, right? To figure out what
this
is
is
going on every
this is
place.
this is
So
not.
that's what we're finding out. What happened in.
This is not a clean out the dungeon kind of thing. We're trying to get information. I mean, yeah, it's nice that we kill a bunch of people. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. Some are bad, some are not bad. But I mean, the whole idea is
I think
To
it's
find
pretty.
out what the
to
operation is and what's going
investigate.
on.
I think it's pretty important that we set up this this seal,
I do too.
and I think
In New York.
How's the present for
all right,
that one?
so
You like that?
we have
Yeah.
to. We know we need to set up these seals at various points, and one of them is definitely here. So leaving now doesn't help us with that.
You know what else
But what if
doesn't
we
help
make all
us?
the allies
Getting
everywhere and
fucking
then
killed.
everybody
does not really
like
help us.
at one
true.
point communicates and then we do it all together with all the allies doing it.
Well, we
what
do have
altogether?
allies right now. We
Um,
have Jack and 60
The
soldiers.
rituals that need to be done everywhere. We're finding out where they need to be done. Jack's our ally here, right?
Remember, before you can perform the ritual, the area needs to be cleansed of evil.
Yeah.
Right. So
There's only one way to cleanse evil.
The fire.
And what if we get there and find out we are the evil that needs to be cleansed?
And I guess that helps in
Can't-
some machine gun.
And then we're rolling new characters, and we're gonna hunt ourselves down.
I feel like nothing's gonna get cleansed in 2 weeks. If the ritual is gonna be in 2 weeks, we're just
No, we have to do it before that. We have to get to that island before the 7th, cleanse it, create the seal, and then cast it on the 8th, and then we can all die.
Yeah.
Who knows?
The
Who
obje-
knows?
The objective here is to make sure that this place cannot be used as a source of power for whatever ultimate end.
And in my character's mind, that's a worthwhile endeavor to possibly lose your life over.
Well,
You can either do something or you can do nothing. And I'm choosing to do
Here's-
something.
like burn down a house or burn everything down and leave.
Yeah, but we know the person
Yeah.
whose house are burning down, though, is like,
It's not like I'm going up
epitome
to.
of evil here.
I'm not going up to like a
Yeah, that's what I'm
a
saying.
saint's home and burning it down
It's
and
not like you're going to
pissing on their
So you're
grave.
saying the
I
ends
mean,
justify the means.
Of course. I'm at that point now. Actually, let me make sure I'm at that point.
My question would be, and maybe we learned this during our reading and our research, which we give scant attention to, is what is so special about this island, and is this the only place in China that they can use to perform the
That
ritual?
is an excellent question. I think
Because
in this time we can actually research that.
if we destroy the island, what's to say that they can't do it in Ho Fang's living room?
Basement, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, obviously this
Totally
island.
valid question.
The Juju house was just a place in.
Well, that's something that we can do for the next 2 weeks. Other than try to survive, we don't have to play survival. The survival metagame for next week. We can do research. Why is that island important? We know why the mountain in Nairobi is important, right? It's a religious
So
location.
the dark cloud or wind comes from. So
Right. So, when we get to Egypt, we can study what is so important about the Red Pyramid. Certainly these places have.
do you know who could help with that? Your good friend. She might know a lot of that stuff. No. Your good friend that probably has a bunch of maybe a
She has an occult library
that we could all possibly check out.
Sure, I'm in.
Do a little research.
Research?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna do some research.
Yeah.
Well,
And then we'll kill stuff.
first thing is right, but that might answer Mustafa's question, or right? Why is this such an important place, and why can't this the center of this?
Well, I'll go with you
anywhere?
to. While you guys are gorillaing up, I will go with you to see.
The tea house.
Yeah, I mean, no. Well, and I want to go. I want to see Madame Swallow, as she's a bit of an antiquarian herself.
Yeah.
And import export. So I mean, everybody. I mean, that's what Shanghai is basically. Until they invent container ships, Shanghai is probably, the big deal in the East as far as import export.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan so far. Let's proceed with the
I
timeline.
totally want to learn how to use grenades too.
Well, what's the priority for today? I figure you guys are having this discussion over whatever breakfast you could scrounge up in the warehouse.
Listening
Yeah.
for the sound of guns in the distance.
Sure.
We already have people doing that.
What we need up on the roof, one of those big giant horns, like, and one of us could just sit there with their ear to the horn, just listening for.
You
I
talking
mean,
like a Tibetan.
Well, kind of, no, that's how they listen for airplanes in World War II before radar. And then you can turn it whichever way you want to, but if it's pointing towards the island, then we should be able to hear it a long way off.
So yeah, we'll go to the tea house.
Who's the we? But that's not until 9 o'clock tonight, right?
Oh, that's at night.
I
Okay,
thought
so
there was a meeting in the morning and at night.
Yeah, but it was after 9 o'clock before you even dropped off that message
Yeah.
at the consulate.
So we'll see if
Well,
Madame Swallows
Madame
will
Swallow,
allow
I
us
guess.
to, or we can even ask her questions about it if she's willing to talk.
Yeah.
So who's leaving the warehouse to go talk to Madame Swallow?
I am in Declan there, for sure.
It's just the two of you?
I'll go with.
Alright. So it's just the three of you.
Or are we all going to go to Madame
I'll
Swallows?
go.
I can read Mandarin, but
Yeah, right.
I don't know if this is a good idea. I think cowering and hiding in fear is the best option at the moment.
Well,
At least give it a day to cool down. It's like we're striding forth, maybe not being as a collective would be less identifiable as going as a group.
Maybe
No.
we could.
Yeah, maybe that's actually not a bad idea.
I don't
We're
think
less
so.
conspicuous
They know.
as
They know us.
I think that
I think I'm a sitting duck sitting at what's his name, Jack's, but maybe not. Because he's got honey.
yeah. Right.
we can either accept the fact that he knows our movements, or we could go to great lengths to disguise our movements. Either or. We can't.
I think Hofang knows. I think if we can do anything to sort of hide ourselves now, would be in our best interest.
The warehouse, is it right on the water?
Yes.
Okay. Is it on? Is there like water underneath it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what we need to do is
Just gonna wait for the fish people to pop up through the floor.
what we need to do is get a boat. Maybe have
One of
a
Jack's
Chinese
mini-
person,
Yeah.
bring a boat underneath, and then we'll go down through the floor into the boat, and then.
Jack, how have you been smuggling these weapons in here?
It's not so much that I've been smuggling them, it's that my people have contacts.
And how do you get them in this warehouse?
I don't ask questions. They've handled that that portion of it.
If it's I'm guessing that there's some sort of like trapdoor in the floor.
I'm sorry. When you were talking about the warehouse on the docks, I thought you were talking about Hofang's. Are you
No.
talking about
this
Jack's.
warehouse.
Where-
Jack's warehouse is not anywhere near the
Where we're
water.
hiding.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry. Somebody had said something about Hofang right before the warehouse, and I thought you were talking about his.
Well, at least we know.
You want to infuse yourself with Deep One DNA? I am totally down with that.
Are ya?
I am.
Is there?
So are the deep ones.
I'm very curious / not curious about how that would happen.
Well, you could like kill one and eat it. That would be
It's-
one.
it's
Oh,
a
okay,
huge
well, that would-
rock
Oh, I'm
with
pretty
an
sure they're
Alexander.
perfectly willing to help with the infusion,
I
and that there need not be any deaths in the process.
Well, not theirs.
well, if they have like a truck or something we can hide in to get out of there. I mean,
Yeah.
do we think that
We have
is
to.
there any reason to believe that Hofang actually knows we're here or where this is at,
I think.
and is just dicking with us, or is he using us as a cat's paw? Or, I mean, because I'm sure.
I think he's an
my
opportunist
guess-
too. Like he's not going to just attack this warehouse when there's potentially 10, 20, 30, even 5 armed people here.
I think that
I mean, plus us and Jack.
I would say he
Depends what he throws against.
he's probably owns the police, has contacts in the Chinese military. I think if he wanted to squish us like bugs, he would.
Yes.
If
But he
knew
would have
I do
already
too.
done it though. So
Well,
like
So
what?
what is the connection between them? Why isn't he not squashing Jack then?
Because he can't. That's exactly why I think we are this safe right now.
Because he can't. Why?
Because he would have done it months ago if he could have.
Right.
Well, why isn't he?
So why isn't
Is
he? Is what we would need
I'm
to
sure
find
he's
out.
capable of doing it.
But maybe Jack has not presented the most opportune time to do that. Because, yeah, I mean, well, I guess that's the question for Jack, right? Did
Yeah.
you know that
Well, we did
that
ask-
whole thing is after you?
Well, okay.
Yes.
Jack said he didn't
Okay.
want nothing to
Hofang's
do
been
with
after
Hofang.
him since. Well, Hofang immolated 3 monks and sent deep ones to attack a building that he would just happen to be at.
Right, so how have you been surviving Ho Fang
And staying out of sight.
and staying out of sight? We
So-
need to get to...
So have we? They come and
We-
get us.
We need to
No,
go...
we went to his house. That's not exactly out of sight.
Well, when we
like,
first
"Hey,
got there, I mean,
He followed you guys from your hotel.
We need
Yeah.
to get to Madame Swallow's estate. What do you think would be the best way to get there from here?
May I ask why you need to get there?
We need to figure out. She has a library. She is banging this guy, and we need to figure some stuff out. We need to figure out why this island is
important.
So
to
attractive to the cult of the bloated woman, or if they can just do this wherever they want to.
It's a very good question. I haven't considered that.
We encountered the same thing in New York and the same thing in London.
Yeah.
There's got to be some
connection between these points of power.
Is it geographical? Is there a sacrifice that takes place? Because if they can just do this anywhere, Jack, we're just pissing in the wind. We're bending all of our resources to take out this island and cleanse it. Or if they could just go to a Burger King bathroom and do this, we're kind of screwed.
I want to do
It's an important consideration. I don't have an answer for you. I suspect that they have sunk significant assets into fortifying this island at this point.
Sacrifices. Maybe there's it has to be on a certain latitude and longitude. We don't know.
It could well be. I do not know either.
Well, we need to go do some research.
See, I asked that exact same question in London, and the answer was no. The things don't all line up. The places are not all on the same parallel.
Well, we know where more of the locations are now. Maybe we have a bigger sample size.
Yeah, maybe it's not as simple as like connect dots either. Maybe like one location with maybe it's location tied with astrology, and which is why like some sacrifices here take place on the full moon, and why in New York it took place on the new moon. So a combination of
be cult specific.
It
Two
could be
different cults.
And with the same end game in motion. So we definitely need to do the research to figure all that stuff out.
Are you sure trying to go to Madame Swallow's is your best bet? Are you sure that any of this is that important? I think if we kill Penhew,
I think
the whole thing may fall apart.
I think we should kill him, patch him back up, kill him again, patch him back up, and then kill him again.
I'd prefer if we just turned him into ash.
That's awesome also. We do not like that dude.
I mean, Ho Feng might just take up the reins of the vacuum left if we just kill Penhew. We have to
kill Ho
I'm
Feng,
not adverse to killing both of them.
Bojangles, none of these cultists.
And this
bastards.
other individual that you told me about that you met yesterday, Carl Stanford.
Yeah. I cut part of his ear off.
Oh, good. But he seems like a powerful and now very angry ally of Ho Feng. We need to attack this cult from all sides to make sure that it cannot reform in the wake of us killing Ho Feng, the leadership. And we need to... I believe that Madame Swallow will at least entertain any idea that I present to her for now.
As long as we don't involve Jack.
Yeah.
Or just let her know that we're involving you.
Yeah. I've been keeping your identity secret and location secret from her too. But I don't know how much
Thank
longer
you.
I can do that.
Were you able to keep my identity and location secret when you met with Ho Feng?
We were at the hotel when we left there, so we got rid of the tails before we came here.
And you're confident of that?
Confident as we can be.
I think if Ho Feng knew where you were at, Jack, he would have
He would
already
have killed you long ago.
Yeah.
No
I don't think as formidable as your force is, I think that this is Ho Feng's city, and that if he wants someone dead, he will, especially if he's already tried to kill him or them already and failed. I think he seems like
He didn't try to kill me yet.
he doesn't seem like he suffers he accepts defeat lightly.
Clearly, he does not. Which, if he failed to kill all of you, does that not suggest he will be trying even harder to do so?
Yeah, exactly.
Or he's getting, but his desperation might lead him to make mistakes.
Or be more careful. And use overwhelming force.
That would be very obvious, though.
Well, I mean, who's he hiding from? He's not hiding from
Sure.
anything.
He can't have, like, this entire city, like, under his control.
I think he has parts of it under his control. I mean, is there a true triad? Like, more, different crime lords in different parts of the city? Or
That's a very good question that I don't know if you know the answer to. Do you have a Streetwise?
I do, but Jack's been here longer than us. He should know.
Oh, you were asking Jack that
Yeah.
question? There are some other criminal elements, but Ho Fang is dominant.
Could he reach into someone else's territory and pull off a hit?
I strongly suspect he could. And I fear that he would be more than willing to make whatever payments were necessary to see that happened for someone who had slighted him.
Well, you have slighted him. We have slighted him.
And I have attempted to remain out of sight ever since.
I would like to remain out of sight too, but we do need to find out some things if we're going to be successful in our mission.
What is it you seek to find out?
Well, we need to know if the Japanese Navy is still going to bomb that island.
Well, we'll find that
when.
out. We'll find that out tonight.
Also, we need to know if there's anything that, if and what makes this island a prime location for this cult.
Your friend Mu Sin?
Yes.
Mu Sien? I mean, he was a scholar
He
and
is.
the curator of the Shanghai Museum.
That's correct.
I mean, he'd be another great source. Is there any way that you can reach out to him?
I can. What do you want me to ask you?
Those questions. What is the importance of that island over history?
I will ask. I certainly don't know offhand.
It is possible that Rose could be in disguise and leave here, but I don't know that the rest of us could pass for, considering our Western nutritional diet. We're all probably like, as someone who's been to the East, I was like, I'm 5'11", 5'10", and
Yeah, you stand out.
yeah, we're way taller than anybody here. You're probably not as tall as we are. Do you have a kimono?
Wrong culture.
That's what I wore and I tripped over at the dinner. Yes, I do.
It's
I
got
don't like
food
wearing
stains on it now.
Blood.
No, I never ate.
Oh,
Probably.
It's got fish scales on it.
It may.
It's probably got a
Smells
torn
a little
hem
fishy.
from catching it on the chair.
we can
Where do you want me to slip away to?
Well, we need to meet. At a minimum, we need to meet our Japanese contacts. At a maximum, we need to find out. Also, if we know what makes this place special, it can help us in the rest of the places. Finding the rest of it. Maybe it was a meteor crash. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, let's give us the idea that there is a reason for any of these places being what they are.
There's no reason for it.
And what about pulling a truck up in this warehouse, us getting in the bed,
Yeah.
cover up in some tarps, the truck just drives away, and then in some dark alley we all just sort of crawl out and find ourselves like in the back alley of the tea house when we need to go there, or in right down the street from Madame Swallow. I mean, I think we can get out of the warehouse, and we can pay
Is
the
that what you
driver.
wanna try?
Yeah, I mean, we can pay the driver to sort of like, once an hour make a loop in case we need him. We can wave him down and get back in the truck and go back to the warehouse or whatever.
We just invented Uber.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
mean-
what you guys want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's a way to get in and out.
I don't want to bring down any heat on here, but I
Yeah.
feel like we can't just sit here for
2 weeks.
20 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the 5 of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the 6 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 6 of you, sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
I just meant you weren't trying to bring Jack with you.
Now it's
No.
wants to come.
No.
He's not interested in going to Madame Swallows.
I did not think so.
Okay. So yeah, you guys do that. You take a truck ride. You arrive at Madame Swallows, let's say, it's probably about 1 in the afternoon by the time, because you've spent some time hashing through different plans after your trip to the consulate this morning. And when you arrive at Madame Swallows, she says, "Oh, so good of you to come again, Declan. I see you brought your friends once more."
I
Hey.
apologize for being such a burden on your hospitality.
While you were gone last night, early this morning, I received this envelope for you. She hands you an envelope.
I take it.
All right.
I open it.
So it's a manila envelope.
Uh-huh.
You open it up, and inside there is a letter-sized envelope that is addressed to Jack Brady.
Okay. Is it sealed?
It is sealed. And it's, normally when you have an envelope, if there's just a letter in it, it's pretty slim, right? This kind of bulges in the middle.
Any way of feeling what?
Something kind of soft in the middle there. Feels a little squishy.
His girlfriend's finger. Without even opening it.
It's squishy though. I think
Yeah,
that'd be-
I know her finger's not squishy, but I'm just giving
It
you
could
Yeah.
be fat and squishy.
Yeah.
It could be.
They deboned it first.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Do you know who dropped this off?
A child.
I
toss it in the garbage.
I have a favor to ask of you, and if we can burden you just for one more night.
You were never a burden for me, sweet Declan.
If this letter came here from me, then I am a burden. You may be in danger.
I am a grown woman. What danger do you think I am in? And from whom?
From he who shall not be named.
Yeah. Perfect.
Have you angered him?
I believe so.
What did you do to anger him?
We didn't die.
When did he attempt to kill you?
Last night.
You were with me.
But my friends.
He attempted to kill us last night.
How is it you yet live if he attempted?
We're fast. We're like mongooses. He summoned his underwater helpers,
He underestimated us.
and here, look what they did. Look at that. We escaped. I cut off part of his wizard friend's ear, but it was close. It was close work.
You angered Stanford?
Yeah, he's a nobody. He's just a rich jerk.
That was a very poor decision.
They were going to kill us. no matter what.
It might have been better to die.
Oh. Well, you know,
It's still an option at the moment, so we're trying
if
to...
I had 9 lives, that might be,
Number 7.
yeah. So, I appreciate your concern for my existential health, madam, but I would prefer not to die. And I would prefer not to live in a world where the forces of darkness reign.
What makes you think you do not?
There are forces of darkness, and sometimes the world is in chaos and covered under a deep shadow. But I believe that there are good people, and that there are glimpses of a bright future somewhere beyond 2020. There's a bright future.
You speak of distant times.
Yes. Your people and my people, madam, are very ancient. These folks are from a younger people, a much younger people. I have learned things from them. I've learned optimism. And I've learned not to go to dinner at Hofang's house.
I see.
Not to eat when you go
I
to dinner.
cannot protect you from him.
We realize that.
I'm not trying to ask for protection.
No.
We're looking
But your presence endangers my home and all those in it if he truly seeks to punish you.
We will not be here long. We just need to know why that island is so important for the Order of the Bloated Woman.
It is their temple.
I'm sorry,
It is their temple.
but does the temple have to be on that island?
It has been there for centuries.
Is it,
Was there something special about that island before the temple was built?
I am not a follower of their faith.
But you are a very knowledgeable woman. Maybe your library might shed some light about the history of this place.
Normally, I would be all too happy to grant you the time to search through the library. But if Hofang is seeking you, I cannot have you stay here.
can we check out a book like at the library and then send it back?
Do you have something to offer in trade for it? Which idol is that you're offering her?
Cthulhu.
Oh, you have an idol of Cthulhu?
Yeah.
Remember?
All right.
That was actually supposed to go to Hofang.
Oh, that's that one. Okay.
But we broke the crate
Yeah.
and destroyed the rest of the shit in it.
This is a valuable piece. I can see that.
It's brought me great luck.
Yeah.
I've been disemboweled twice and lived.
Just as good as like a Buddha buddy, right?
Yeah.
Very good. I can loan you this volume. And she hands you one. It is in Shanghaiese.
What is the title?
Are you fluent in Shanghaiese?
Roughly translated.
Oh, you're asking her, not... I thought you were asking out of character. This is a history of the islands in the area. Going back to times of legend. If there is information to be found regarding that island, it would be in here.
Goodbye, Tiny Cthulhu.
Thank you.
Throw it over your shoulder.
Yeah, that
wish-
doesn't get thrown in the fire.
We wish you well, madam. The
And
blessings of my ancestors.
I wish you to suffer as little as possible.
Thank you.
That is a beautiful goodbye.
Okay.
I'll sort of drag behind a little,
Mhm.
and I will say a goodbye. I think that this will be the last time we should meet.
I fear you are correct. Though, if you do somehow survive, see that my book is returned.
Okay.
Are you gonna cry?
Yeah.
Don't say, don't open
She
that
good?
letter in her house, but
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're gonna figure out how to open this letter.
I say we just throw the letter in the garbage. Dispose
Wait,
of
no,
it.
we have to know.
Yeah.
No, we don't. If we don't know, then that's like we don't know.
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
I think we need to. I mean, I think. Whoops, sorry.
Oh, that was you. I thought it was a dog. Oh, there's a doggy.
No, I think we should. I think we should open
I agree.
it. Maybe in the back of the truck,
Yeah.
so we can throw it out.
Yeah, if we
Quickly.
don't like it. Ah!
Okay. Who's opening it?
Not me.
I'm shocked.
Let's see. What would?
And remember,
help?
it is a sealed envelope. It is not addressed to you.
Is it written in graphite?
No, it's written in ink.
Who's it addressed to?
Jack Brady.
Oh, well, just give it to Jack.
Yeah. My fear is whatever's inside here is like a beacon for Jack, so when it's opened, like that mushy shit I was squeezing, like forms into a demon.
It's. If I had to guess, I'm gonna Karnak the Magnificent.
I already told you that it's his girlfriend's finger.
Yeah, that's probably
Or a
Wait,
squishier
why-
piece of her, like her
why-
ear or nose.
Did we ever ask Jack what happened to his girlfriend?
No. And he never volunteered any of that information.
Alright,
So
so
we've never conversed about it.
right, we just
I
assumed
say
that
we just
Jack.
let it all go. This cannot be a good thing.
We just assume though that Jack hid his girlfriend, right? That's kind of what the assumption is right now.
It's
No.
more of a.
She's missing and he doesn't know she's missing because he's been hiding. That is my take on the whole deal.
Ignorance is bliss.
And we've not brought it up, and I say we continue to not.
Okay.
That's. I mean, I don't want to talk to Jack about my love life.
And I don't want to deliver parts of his girlfriend.
Well, I mean.
Gesundheit.
And I only know Mandarin, so I can't read the book you just got either. You have to talk to him over there.
Or
Here,
you
translate this, bro.
sing. You
That's
sing.
not a doggy snack. No Scooby snacks.
We should get a Mr. Goodbar to sponsor us.
Really? You think so? Because we like Mr. Goodbars, right?
Right, and Yoo-Hoo, the
And
perfect
Yoo-Hoo.
combination.
And the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
While we're at it.
Wouldn't it be awesome if
Yes.
Baker Mayfield played in that game?
Wouldn't it be? We have a Sasquatch patch for him, if
Oh,
you would
sweet.
like.
If we could become
Just putting that out there for you.
if Immortals could become the official role-playing game and gaming store of the Cleveland Browns, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. I'm
Just
sure
to
you guys can make up some kind of a campaign for that,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Gosh, yeah.
I've
mean-
already painted Cleveland Browns
Already-
football team.
Yeah, that's right.
I already have one from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well, are we going back to the warehouse, Jack's place?
Yeah,
When do we have to be at your tea house?
9 p.m.
we
So,
got some time.
yeah, you've got hours before that.
Oh my god.
And I guess it's not really a we.
I hope I put my window up.
I guess somebody has to.
In your car?
No, you can have this.
We all don't have to go to the tea house, that is,
No, you don't.
or to look at our windows.
Yeah, we'll have to ask somebody to translate. And next thing is, do we give that letter to Jack or not?
Well, we can have
You know my vote. You
I
can
know
ask
you do.
again.
Yeah.
We could have you, Sian, translate for us. If Jack was able to reach out to him, then we can talk to him in the next few days. We'll at least have the book.
And the letter?
Look, it's gonna be. Ho Feng is trying to draw Jack out. We should give the letter to Jack.
Everybody, don't pay attention to the random customer that you see him walk over and grab some terrain right now if they need.
By all means, grab the stuff you need. So, I mean, that's the crux of it, right? What are you doing with the book, and what are you doing with the letter?
Well, we're
Or
gonna.
the envelope.
Yeah, I
The
think
person that's not here can read the book.
Yes.
And we throw the letter in the garbage.
I don't think so. I think we give the letter to Jack.
Make copies, huh?
I'm sure that Jack knows exactly like why he'd get the letter though, to be drawn out. Doesn't mean he is going to be drawn out. It's up to Jack if he wants to open the letter or not. This shouldn't be our decision.
Well, we're removing an element of instability from the situation if we just dispose it of ourselves. Now you could just like let it go. I mean, I'll find entertainment in it if he reads it and goes ballistic and his army just like rampages through the streets. I'm all for that.
It's squishy. It's gonna be his girlfriend's eye.
Well, we can always like warn Jack, because I'm sure he knows though that it could be something like that. So if we give him like the prep talk, like whatever is in this envelope, do not lose your shit.
What envelope? I never signed.
By that, right? Is there a return address on the bigger Manila envelope?
Sure, it says Ho Feng.
Yeah. We'll just ship it back to him with the letter inside. No thanks, I'll write that on the outside of the envelope.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah, he should get it to him himself.
Gonna
Or
hand
even
deliver it
write
to
him a
him?
letter.
No.
I'm not your parcel carrier.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
No thanks. I like that better.
I know I run fast.
No,
but
thank you.
I'm not
Have a
going to
nice
deliver
day.
your crap.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with the letter. That's certainly something. Well, look, Jack doesn't know we have it, so we can think about what to do with it. We need Jack to be like on board with whatever happens, or like focus.
Give him the letter.
Maybe this
Let
will
him know
be
it's from
better.
Ho
It'll
Feng.
piss him off, and then he will be more on board and ready.
Give him the letter. Let
Let it fester.
Yep.
Like the oddest thing happened. We went there and they had a letter for you to give to us.
Is that what you're telling him? I just want to make sure you're in agreement.
I'm never in agreement.
Okay, that there is a consensus?
There always is a consensus, but I'm never in agreement.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm
Yeah.
always in agreement.
Well, right now, Declan has the envelope. So he's going to be the final arbiter.
It's
of
all
what
going to be your
happens.
fault. I'm
I would. My vote would be to give it to
Yeah.
Jack and say it was so odd that we went there and they had a letter for you. What it, you know. And I would want Jack to let us know what's in the letter. Since it was given to us to give to him, it's kind of like they want us to know too.
No, they want him. They want him to come out of hiding.
Sure, they do.
They want him. They want to intimidate him so he makes a dumb mistake.
It's a bit of an umbilical cord.
Maybe it is something of his girlfriend's though, and we have never
Exactly.
talked to
A bit
him
of an
about
umbilical
that.
cord.
We've never talked to him about his girlfriend, so maybe we can find out about that situation.
Yeah, that's going to be bad. But we're still going to give it to him.
I say give it to him, find out what it is.
You don't
He
have
might
to
not
look
even
at
tell
me.
us. He might not even react to it. Who knows?
All right. Fuck, I don't know what to do.
You can wait for the last vote
We
if
have
you
to.
want.
Yeah.
It would still be. It was 2-2. You'd be the tiebreaker anyway.
Give him the letter.
I mean, he's voted on my side in the past. So there is
Yeah.
potential.
Yeah. You think Brock is listening? He can text us what he wants.
I very much doubt it.
Here, let me go on Facebook and see if he's answering right now.
Okay, we'll wait for Tom.
Okay. So how were you going to get in touch with Mu Tsian? Were you going to go through Jack?
I asked Jack if he could reach out.
Okay, so when you got back to the warehouse, so you get back to the warehouse.
Okay.
Pretty sure you weren't followed, but in fairness, you were hiding in the bed of a truck.
Yeah.
So you weren't really paying attention to what was going on around you. And you go up to Jack. How was your visit with Madame Swallow?
It would be the last time we were going to speak, but we have a book that might be of great help.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So then the trip was not for naught.
Mm-hmm.
May I see the book?
I handed him the book.
He starts flipping through it. Huh? This is very intriguing.
Your vote matters.
What's happening?
We received a letter that was addressed to me, and when I opened it, it was another envelope inside of a larger envelope that is addressed to Jack.
Yes.
And there's been some discussion about what to do with that smaller envelope.
I think we should give it to Jack.
Okay. There's something else.
It's probably his girlfriend's finger. But I mean, we want. I mean,
Or I.
Jack is our only ally.
Yeah.
So I think that we should probably. And he's the only other person, one of the few people in the world that when we tell the crazy shit that's happened,
Yeah.
is
he
like,
knows.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
no shit.
There was
He's
something else we
seen-
received.
He's seen the elephant. Let's just put it that way.
Well, he's still flipping through the book.
There's something else.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
What's that?
A letter addressed to you?
That can't be good.
No.
May I?
I hand him the letter.
Hand him the envelope?
slowly. Yeah.
He flips it over, looks at it.
Before you open it, though,
Yes?
I'm sure that you understand that this is from Ho Feng. And whatever may be inside, he is trying to draw you out.
I'm no fool.
I'd be prepared for the worst.
Fair enough. He opens it up. And there's there's a package wrapped in tissue paper inside. And as he pulls it out, you can see that the one side is blood-stained. He unfolds the tissue paper, and there is a square of flesh about that size. And there is a butterfly tattooed on the square of flesh. And he looks at it, and his jaw drops. He looks horrified. Everybody, go ahead and give me a stability roll. Tell me if you're spending points.
I got a 4.
I had a 5.
2.
I don't know why this would be a stability roll. I called it before even.
Wasn't even as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah. They're expecting like a tongue or something.
Eyeball.
6.
It's a thick chunk of flesh that was carved off of somebody. 6.
Oh, you have 6
So
legs.
2 2s. Both of you with the 2s, you lose a point of stability. The rest of you do
We went
not.
eyeballs and tongues. I don't care about the flesh.
I went umbilical cord like an unborn child. But
Yeah.
You did
Yeah.
say that.
this is
That would have, that would have been sanity loss.
This is part of Choi Mei Ling, my girlfriend. He must have her.
We heard she was missing.
And you didn't see fit to mention that to me?
We didn't have an opportunity.
You've been here for days.
We should. The correct response would have been who?
No, the correct action.
You
would
knew
have been
about
to
this?
throw the letter away.
Why did
Everybody
you
else.
tell us?
What do you mean? You knew about this?
What?
Are you
That's what I
sure
said.
you're not
What?
in Hofang's service?
Yeah.
I must go and find her. I must go rescue her.
So you didn't know
That's
your
exactly
girlfriend
what
was missing?
Hofang wants you to
I
do.
didn't know she was captured.
You realize that is exactly what Hofang wants you to do.
Doesn't matter.
If you do that, you are dead. And then
Then come and help me.
putting an end to
Let's
Hofang.
go.
Putting an end to Hofang and this cult is helping.
Good. Let's put an end to him right now.
Jack, this is not smart.
Her life is on the line, clearly.
So are
We know-
millions of other people's lives.
We know how the
I don't know all of those millions.
we know how the cult operated in New York and in Egypt. We believe England. If we are to believe that some great event is going to occur on the night of the full moon, then maybe we have time to work out a plan, and she is the sacrifice for that event. We can save her, but we need to be smart about it. Hofang wants you to rush over there tonight, guns blazing, so he takes care of you. Because without you, I don't know if we can do this.
You seem capable enough. You fought in the war.
Aye. But we don't have the respect of the men that you do here. And you know a good NCO is well above a good lieutenant any day. The lieutenant may make the orders, but the NCO carries them out. You're the NCO here.
And you know the stuff that we're telling you is not insane.
You want revenge on him. So do we. We want him gone. But
We
doing
want-
it right at this moment,
We want
that's just going to get
Penhue
everybody
gone,
killed.
and we want Stanford gone, and we want to bring down this whole cult.
Well, let's go do that right now.
We can't.
We
You
can't.
know we can't. You know what the translation said.
Anybody want to spend a point of bargain?
I could spend a point of bargaining. I could even spend.
I have tons of points of bargaining, but I think I'm just going to pass on this.
I mean, I could definitely reassure, bargain, or flatter.
I'm looking for bargain here.
I'll spend a point of bargain.
Okay.
I don't have any.
This is.
If
this
she
is,
dies, it's on you.
If she dies, I believe all of us would be dead.
I'm not so confident of that. He may kill her sooner just to spite us.
I don't think so.
If we go in there tonight, unprepared, and with no end game other than rescuing your girlfriend, we will all surely die. We have a chance to end the cult of the bloated woman in 2 weeks and prevent
And-
them from returning. And
Strike a blow against Penhue as well. Kill Penhue, the one who originally corrupted your friend.
if
I do not like her life being the currency we must pay with in order to overcome this threat.
we don't,
She was an innocent to this.
We don't like
How
to
many
see them.
innocents must pay in this fashion?
This entire city is going to die if you die.
I'm not that important.
He
You're
wouldn't
a
be going to
stepping
all
stone.
this problem, Jack, if we were not important and you were not important.
I think this shows his desperation. He's not infallible, which means he can be defeated.
I hope you're right. I wish I had your confidence in this.
I'm terrified.
It's kind of like before you go over the top.
It certainly is.
We need intel, we need information, and we need to strike as hard as we can when it will do the most good. We don't even know where she's at.
Certainly, she's in his home.
In his home or on his island.
Or in his warehouse, or on his boat.
Or on Penhue's boat.
He keeps the things that are most precious to him in his home.
Probably the most offended. So at least we know what to strike when we need to.
What do you know about the sewers of Shanghai, Jack?
They don't really have them.
There's no underground plumbing or sewers.
I thought there
anything?
was a river that went through the city. Isn't that the sewer?
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way underground into his home?
No.
Truck. Gasoline. Explosives.
What are his weaknesses? Is he fond of little boys or escargot or
He's fond of the old gods. That's his weakness.
I'm not aware of him having a weakness.
You just gotta tempt him with squids.
Well, he's arrogant, and he underestimates people. So we survived. So,
Unless that's part of his plan.
I think he was really all out trying to kill us.
if he, I'm going to assume here that he is sort of a cocky person, right? No one's ever stood up to him before and survived, which means if we go on the offensive, we might force him to make some stupid ass mistakes. So
Well,
burning down his warehouse
we
or
don't know his
robbing his
history.
warehouse.
We don't know if he started as like a low-level person, had to kill all the people above him to
Yeah.
get to where he was.
Yeah.
We don't know if he was a rich kid's son that inherited his whatever.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's find out some more about him.
Yeah.
I'm not at all. We actually enjoy burning down things. So
Yeah, I think maybe
We got 10
investigating
points
this.
in pyromania skills.
Murder hobo skin.
That's the collective skill
Next to
of
Flea.
the party. You know what he might not expect is us breaking
the Spanish
into.
Inquisition.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition, though, right? Is us breaking into his warehouse. He might actually anticipate like somebody going to his house. Oh, look what I did! He's definitely going to come here. Maybe tonight might be a really good opportune time to see what's going on in his warehouse.
What do you expect he has there?
Information that we may not have.
Well, the warehouse is right next to where he docks his ships. Or his ship and Penhue's ship. So if we're going to hit that, we're going to
We
be hitting
do
the ships
know
at the same
that
time.
we could, we might be able to sneak underneath his warehouse and gain entrance from below.
From on below, yeah.
No.
We could
not a
have
good
fish
idea.
people help push us up to the
That's-
floor.
Thank you. We already know that he's got plenty of Deep One friends, and if they're not underneath that place,
Yeah, but are they at his beck and call, or do they have to be
yeah, they
summoned
were at his beck and call. They were definitely at his beck and call.
through the works of Carl, or were they just
Either
there
that or
like,
Penhue, one of the two.
Really, you think a deep one would be in service to a human?
Yes.
Okay.
They were all over Penguin's boat, weren't they?
Yes, they were. Or
But
Probably
Pengu also
hybrids.
is a sorcerer who might have the ability to call upon them. I don't think they serve humanity.
he's got a sorcerer with him
They were
from
still in
Boston.
them, I think. I'm pretty
Boston's
sure.
a coast city.
Let me just random question. What makes you think Ho Fang isn't a sorcerer?
Oh, I think he is a sorcerer.
Okay.
I'm just yeah.
He might even come from Chocho's blood. So.
Yeah. So
The Pengu ship went back to the island, didn't it?
Yes.
And just Ho Fang's ship is there.
Correct.
And did we see anything on Ho Fang's ship?
Nothing
don't
out of the
remember.
ordinary.
Or looked at just normal?
no crew or
No crew or
anything?
nothing?
There were crew on it, but
They looked normal.
they look human.
Well, disguising ourselves as locals is probably not going to work for us.
Seems improbable. You can always try, but it seems
I
improbable.
could take your eyes.
I'm also kind of tall.
Mhm.
We're Irish. We're probably not that tall.
I'm
Why can't we get Jack and his crew to go take over Ho Fang's boat? And
well, that is the plan. Once the
then
shells
get
start
inside
falling.
the warehouse and see what's going on. Because if we sneak inside the warehouse without overtaking the boat, then they can
Let's-
come in and
For once, I'm going to agree with Samus on this one. Let's take a deep breath, get our intel together, get our research together. If we don't hear the shells going, we don't hear from Sage within a couple of days, then we have to go to a different planet. But for now,
Well, we could read that book. Well, the person that's
Exactly.
not here can read the book.
Yeah.
exactly, translation and all that fun
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, it's a good idea. But I think Ho Fang wants Jack to move tonight against him.
So everything is
so
going
let's
to be
not
like
do
on
that.
high alert right now. How
Mhm.
long can they maintain that high?
Yeah.
Indefinitely, probably until something comes along that alerts them more, like shells falling on their island.
Well, we have till 9 o'clock tonight to at least see what the hell's going to happen. If like either Isoge or
That's when we can do some research.
yeah. All right. So yeah, I think I will pat Jack on the back and reassure him that he's doing the right thing and
That I'll pour him
apologize.
some whiskey.
Alright.
Yeah,
Okay.
everything will be okay.
We're gonna get this on.
Alright. So you spend the afternoon discussing plans, half-heartedly translating the book that you got from Madame Swallow, and drinking.
Not heavily.
Okay. It is late March. I'm going to say the sun sets probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock. About 5 minutes after sunset, you hear a faint thudding sound.
faint what?
Thudding sound.
Thudding from.
Do we see flashes on the
You
horizon?
do see flashes on the horizon.
It's just fireworks. Ignore it.
Yeah.
That's
the
like
southern
Chinese New Year's,
horizon.
isn't it?
Well, then-
It's a storm rolling in. Maybe?
Well, Jack, looks like tonight's the night.
It certainly does.
Then we'll go back in 2 weeks. The temple's rebuilt, and all that was for nothing. Cool.
Hey, I will take what they have given us at the moment. So let's do this.
What are we doing?
I say go in and take over the island after they're done.
It's time to start blowing some whistles, getting the men going, and
Yeah.
we know where we're going to. We're going to that ship.
All right.
Which ship?
Whatever.
We're going to the whole thing's warehouse because both ships were docked there before. If neither of them are there,
The luxurious goddess.
then we could have a problem. But if at least one of them's there, we're going to try boarding it and taking it over.
Yeah, we're going to run a boat.
And
Maine
burning
is the
down
middle.
Yeah.
the
That too. How many men do we have available?
About 60.
It's a couple of truckloads.
Yeah, probably 3.
Okay.
Let's do this.
I start putting grenades in my pocket.
Sure.
Get no gun.
I get a machine gun if I can.
You got a Thompson.
Perfect. I'll probably use one more.
Okay.
Big
Me
clip,
too.
small clip,
The
big drum.
drum.
Wow.
I'll
Remember-
grab one.
Remember, we can't destroy the ship. We need the ship. The people on it, different story.
Yes.
We are just
So-
assuming that it's like the boat that's protected, right?
It's a big assumption, but yeah.
I write a letter back to New York, telling my infinite horde of hobo friends that they might need to step up.
The letter that I'm sure we've all written to our loved ones of, you may never see me again, like during the war. I'll just drop that in the post.
Okay. Sure.
Do you want to get a machine gun, Rose?
I think I'll just get a shotgun.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
the way to go.
I have my knife. I don't have any weapon
Takes more
skill.
space.
Okay.
I'm not very good with these weapons.
Well, you don't need to be accurate with a shotgun. You just need to
Right.
point and shoot.
Exactly. That's why I'll take the shotgun.
Just make sure that the dangerous end is pointing the same way all of our dangerous ends are
I can
pointing.
just see a machine gun going like this everywhere with me.
Yeah.
If we're all shooting that way, you shoot that way.
All right. So you've got about 60 moderately trained soldiers with you. Are you going in ahead of them or behind them?
Do they know how to operate a boat?
They have weapons that they know how to point and pull the trigger on.
Yeah, but are they?
Any of them sailors?
Sure. A couple of them are sailors.
Well, then we'll cherry pick some sailors. We'll have. All right.
We're gonna protect them.
You
No.
want to strategize with it? All right.
Yeah,
So
the
I'm sure
strategy
Jack.
is cannon fodder first.
Well,
The secondary.
what I'm thinking.
So we're going in first.
What I'm saying is, we will hold the people back that are pertinent to piloting that boat with us. We need an assault force to go after the warehouse. We need an assault force to take on part of the boat, and then we go on for the second part to attack the boat and get onto it.
Okay.
So enough distraction, enough bullets flying one way, and us flying that way.
All right.
So our goal is to get on the boat with the dudes who can sail, and them still be alive for them to get that boat to sea.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So we can get hit by the wave of oblivion.
Right.
That is the plan.
If it happens, it happens. What else are we gonna do? This is our best option to get to the island, in my opinion.
Okay.
I plan on jumping off the boat.
Yeah.
The
If
wave
we
hits.
see the wave of oblivion, I'm diving.
Deep ones will kill you then too.
That's okay. I'll speak to
So
them
we're gonna
in their
head
language.
towards the island while this
While
Yeah,
there's a
we're
battleship
like this-
shelling it.
while it's being shelled.
Well, it's gonna take a while.
Is
to
it
get
the
there.
battleship that's shelling it? It's not coming from the sky or airplanes and stuff like that. Or planes.
Hey,
or-
we'll find out.
Yeah, well, that
You
would
don't
be-
know for a fact.
We don't see anything like that.
Well, you
flying
see the sky lighting up from distant
Okay.
explosions, and you hear the faint thuds of distant explosions.
Okay. I do want to. While this plan is being set in motion, I would like to sort of get a general view of what is happening on the dock. Are there any other boaters coming in haste, or are there actually people going out to see what's going on, or?
So as you
well.
guys, I'm not sure you have that much time because I figured they're trying to be quick about driving the trucks in.
Yeah.
But so they're plowing through, driving up on the sidewalk, doing whatever it takes to get around and get these trucks to the
Okay.
docks. And when you get to the docks, you see the ship is getting ready to head out.
Not for long.
Okay. Then we're there to attack.
Okay.
Strike Force 1. Charge.
So let's do this.
All right. So you're charging in
We're
with the
strike-
submachine gun.
Right, we're Strike Force 2 though.
Okay.
I'm assuming that there was a bit of a battle plan here, where one truck full of men will go after that warehouse. The other truck will start clearing the deck, and then we'll try to board.
Okay.
That's what I'm guessing.
Is
Yeah,
everyone
that's fine.
in
Does that
agreement
sound
with that
alright?
plan?
Sure.
Samus isn't. He wants to stay in
You can stay on the truck in case things
I'm
fail
gonna stay on the
horribly.
truck for sure.
Yeah, I could be
And
in
I'll
the
just defend
driver's seat
myself
of
in
the
the
truck.
truck.
Emergency
Yeah,
evacuation.
if thing goes horribly wrong, we at least have a driver to pick us up
Okay.
when we're running back. It's
Who's got the
not
best
worth-
flea
Of
skill?
course. Well, you haven't asked what my driving skill is, though.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
None. Zero.
Yeah, 0.
I got 0 too.
It's going to be awesome.
Epic.
I could ride a horse.
Me too. But we
I
don't
could
have
drive,
those.
just not very well.
I'm pretty good at driving, but I'm also really good at shooting weapons.
I
so-
can never afford a car.
Let's do this.
Okay.
All right.
Can we just fast forward the timeline here, maybe? So it is the night of the full moon. This is just like a waste of
It's
ammo
not.
and
It
bodies.
is not. It is not. We get
Okay.
there. We get there.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, you don't have to go tonight. If you'd rather
I don't know.
let
This-
stuff happen.
Declan thinks it's a terrible idea, but you know what? He's in for the ride, I guess.
Well, does anyone else think it's a terrible idea?
I think
Other
it's a
than
terrible
Samus,
idea
who-
to go while it's happening, but I feel like we should go definitely get the boat and do that, take care of that.
I think a lot
Sit
of
and wait
things
till
were
all this
terrible.
stuff happens and then take off in the morning
Yeah,
or
I
when
don't
it's all
think
done.
we should go there while
This is the
they're
best
bombing.
bad option we have.
No, there's plenty-
There's no good option with
Well,
this.
There's a
You
lot
said it that
better
way.
bad options.
Well, you already know my option.
I definitely want to go now and take over the boat and seize all that and do that right
Right.
now, but I don't want to go over to the island until all that is cleared up.
Yes, well, that is the plan.
Okay.
We're not going to go.
But, so keep in mind, the island's
Well, he
a
just
couple
said
hundred
we were
kilometers
heading over
away.
there.
Yeah.
You're not going to get there
Time to get
like
there.
that.
Yeah.
It'll take a while to get there.
Yeah, but we need the
Even if
boat.
they're bombing and
We're-
shelling and...
We're not going to go on the island where they're bombing.
I'm
That would
scared.
be that would be fucking dumb.
It would be.
Yeah, but
We're not that. We're dumb, but not that dumb.
It's still going to
I
take.
just need that clarification.
It's at
We're
the
in-
very least going to take a couple of hours to get there, assuming you
Can even pull this off. We may
can
all
get
die.
control of the boat and get the boat, and that the boat isn't damaged,
Assuming...
or that the ship isn't damaged, and that you're able to.
Yeah, you're worried about death way
Okay.
too far away.
Yeah.
You have to worry about the death right now.
We're intelligently stupid.
We have to kill
No, I'm
the.
not. I'm really not.
We have to kill the We have to kill the deep one closest to the boat.
You know, send in the Kraken.
all right. Let's
Okay.
see what stupid shit happens.
So, the first two trucks disgorge their passengers, and one group goes charging towards Hofang's warehouse and starts lobbing Molotov cocktails onto it,
Like,
setting the building
All
ablaze.
right, that is actually not a bad thing. So far, I'm in.
The second group charges up charges down the pier towards the gangplank to the yacht and starts opening fire with SMGs, shooting at anyone they can see. And
Okay.
considering there's only a handful of people visible on the dock and there's 20 guys with submachine guns running down toward them, they make short work of them, right? I mean,
We're right with them.
Hmm?
We're right with them.
yeah,
Okay.
time to go.
So yeah, they board the yacht, and they're shooting things up quite effectively. Are you trying to give them any direction, or are you assuming that they know what they're doing?
No, we're going to give direction. Jack's going to be pivotal in that because I don't think they'll listen to him. But control boxes and anything that can navigate don't blow up the bridge. Just go after
Let's see
people.
if I have a map of this ship. I don't think I do, but let me just check.
Yeah, just clear the ship of personnel. Do not destroy anything.
They didn't plan on us assaulting the boat.
Well, see, it's kind of surprising that they wouldn't have planned for that.
Yeah.
Honestly. But no, I do not see a map of the ship. So, yeah, you're gonna... It's not that heavily manned. You outnumber them probably about 6 or 7 to 1. So,
We're going to do a good sweep of all the boat, and we're also going to make sure that they didn't open scuttlecocks.
Oh yeah, we don't want the ship flooding.
I don't think they would have had time.
Okay.
This isn't a huge vessel, but it is a yacht. It's like probably a
Right.
40, 50-foot yacht. So
We're gonna loosen. Get ready to cast off. How's the battle at the warehouse?
the warehouse is burning
Hope dude's-
quite well.
hope dude's girlfriend wasn't in there.
Is that what you tell him?
No.
I want to be next to you
I'm
when
thinking
you tell
this.
him
This is
when I'm
my
in the truck.
interior monologue.
But there are gunshots going off coming from inside.
Did Jack lead the assault on that?
No, Jack stayed with you guys.
I guess I'll exit the truck because I see them winning.
Right.
Yes.
That's your MO.
You also hear the sounds of sirens.
Air raid
So now-
sirens.
More like police
Okay.
sirens.
So I'm gonna go get on a boat too if you guys are calming down with the shots.
Once you are sure that we're
And
not
I hear
dead.
the police sirens, so I'm scared of that now. So I'm gonna go come and get on the boat.
We're gonna get ready to shove off. Are there any more? Do you want to take in? This is to Jack. Do you want to bring as many of your people as we can?
It's probably wisest. He shouts out something, and you hear some whistles blow in a pattern that you're assuming there is a recall
Now let's get
pattern.
ready to
Shove off.
Yeah.
Okay.
start the boat.
Let's go die at sea.
Loosen the lines.
We don't want to see if the girlfriend was in the warehouse. If there's
It's on
anything.
fire. Too late.
Would you say it's on fire? It's too late.
It is.
Wow.
It's burning down.
She wasn't in there.
Okay.
She's at the house, probably. In the dungeon.
All right. So yeah, you guys shove off. There are shots being fired at the ship as it's pulling away from the dock, and there are police shouting for you to stop.
Tell Hofang to suck our dicks.
And as you're pulling out of the dock, you see that there are 2 harbor patrol vessels making their way toward you.
Awesome. Let's see if we can outrun them.
Who's piloting the vessel?
Somebody who can.
I'll try. I have 0 skill. Let's be fun.
Well, you're gonna push the person out of the way then, who looks
Oh,
like
no,
he knows
no.
what he's doing.
If there's somebody already there, I won't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
But if there's nobody there, I'll start pushing buttons.
there's somebody who's piloting it, but I
Okay.
didn't know if one of you guys wanted to take over.
No.
No.
Okay.
Competency.
And be ready to repel borders. if
That's
we
my
have
next
to.
character. He's going to be an engineer that has piloting, mechanical repair. I'm already preparing.
Driving.
Driving.
Electrical.
A little
I
first
do
aid
have-
and electrical.
I do have 2 points of piloting.
Okay, so we have a backup at least.
Yeah, it's if these ships are looking like they're trying to board us, then
They look like they're going to try to blockade you initially, but your pilot seems pretty set on making his way out, and Jack gives orders for the militia that are on the dock to start open fire on the harbor patrol.
if their guns are pointed that way, it doesn't matter.
All right. The ship does take some damage in the exchange. The harbor patrol does have some larger caliber weapons that can actually damage the yacht, and you guys don't have things that are going to damage the ship.
We have
Grenades.
machine
But
guns
we're
and
not
grenades.
that close, I'm sure.
Yeah, you have machine guns and grenades. You're not
Yeah, we don't have small Napoleon cannons on our.
right. I was thinking larger caliber weapons would be more what you'd need if you're really going to try and put holes below the waterline. I mean,
But if there's
anybody
no-
that's on the deck isn't going to be real happy about either of those things, but you're a little limited. Fortunately, you have a lot of small guns because you've got probably about 50 guys.
It's hard to
on
shoot a
board
gun on a
firing.
deck if the deck's covered in lead.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So you do make your way out to sea, and you're able to, and the 2 harbor patrol vessels do not attempt to pursue you very long.
Okay. Can we still see flashes in the distance?
You can still see flashes in the distance.
Well, they're still alive.
for now.
The ship's radio antenna was destroyed in the exchange, though.
Of course it was. Damn, my new character would be great because he could repair the antenna.
Well, I have mechanical repair.
All right.
Hey.
You want to try and work on the antenna?
Sure. Get this radio working. So I guess I'll spend.
We might
Actually,
be
this would
better
probably be electrical repair, not mechanical.
I have 2 points of
Uh,
electrical repair.
All right.
We might
I have
be
that too.
better off.
All right.
Three
Well, which one of
points.
you want to try and do it?
Help each other out.
I'll spend a point and we can both.
I'll spend a point.
All right. So who's the primary and who's assisting?
Well, I'll go primary. Why not?
Okay, we'll have Tom roll first.
There's a 6 plus a 1.
All right. So you're at 7.
Oh,
Boom.
we're
Whoa.
rocking this shit.
We are talking to the moon.
Houston.
Yeah, you easily get things repaired and, in
got
fact,
this.
extend the range on the.
Right.
Yeah.
Make improvements.
Yeah.
We got our ham licenses while we're at it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
We're just talking to each other like, oh God, we did it.
Yeah, it takes you about 20 minutes, but you get things rewired and get the antenna up and working properly.
Good. Is there any? Can we listen in on any
Start
maritime
scanning.
circuits? Or, yeah, just start listening for.
Sure. Yeah. So you do hear some rapid-fire Japanese being spoken over the radio
Anybody speak
as you're scanning
Japanese?
frequencies. I don't know. Does anyone?
Do we hear any chanting?
You do not hear any chanting over the radio.
How about any Latin or Greek? I can translate that.
I know ancient Egyptian, Aramaic, Arabic. No.
Yeah, who's gonna signal the island the secret password to get past the waves?
You're thinking way too far ahead here. All right, this is.
I don't know. This is coming up pretty shortly. I'm trying to,
Where are you heading?
Towards Dragon Island.
Is that the consensus?
New York. You asked.
So everybody's down. Everybody except for Samus is down with going to Great Dragon Island, and
Yeah,
Samus is just
well-
coming along for the ride.
Well, I'd like to see what's going on.
Well, you're going to need to get a whole lot closer.
Yes. Let's pull out some binoculars and see what we can see.
Well, we have probably an hour or two of boat,
At least.
so
yeah.
I'm gonna start going through all the rooms and just search the ship.
Sure.
Well, I have not picked a language yet, so can I pick Japanese?
If you'd like.
And then I can understand what they're saying?
Absolutely.
If we had any crew left alive, we could have interrogated them about the password. Just saying.
Again, where were you 4 minutes ago?
No, I like to look at things after.
Yes,
the fact.
2020. Hindsight is always 2020. All right.
I love that Six Sigma after report breakdown.
Did you want
Yeah,
to pick
sure.
Japanese? Okay. So yeah, you listen in on the conversation, and you realize that they're using code words for a lot of references. It sounds to you like some kind of military tactical discussion of an operation in progress, but there are a lot of terms being tossed around that you don't recognize. So I'm looking for a military preparedness kind of skill, and I don't see one immediately.
Wasn't there like code breaking or encryption as a skill or something like that?
Yes, there is. It's called cryptography.
I have a point in that.
Yeah, it's under academic.
Yeah. Do you have a point of that?
I do.
I do not.
Okay. So it's your guess is that they're discussing the landing, but they're referring to a number of locations by code words that don't have any meaning to you. So you're not sure where they're planning to land, and you're not sure how soon they're planning to land. But you're inferring that they're probably talking about making some kind of landing on the island.
That's good.
Unless
Yes
they
and no.
perceive us as a threat, and then we're going to be bummed.
Well, we don't have to. We can, you know.
Just for the record.
But we're still far enough away.
We-
aren't
we
we?
just-
That-
Yeah,
we just
you're
need
still
to-
pretty far away. That's what you've
I
heard.
mean, isn't that what the whole plan is? That we want to be
Right.
that far away enough that this is all done by the time we get there? They're
Yeah.
landed and everything, so...
Yeah.
Well, it'll be like an occupied island. So
Yes.
to do the ritual, now instead of fighting the cultists, we'll have to fight the Japanese Navy.
Yep.
So it seems like a good idea.
Pretty much.
Well,
A battleship versus a yacht.
we don't. They're not going to park a
You
battleship
guys
on
want to
a
live forever, don't you?
crappy little island forever.
Maybe Asagi will be on there or something. We can wave to him.
Let's just see what happens to the island and then make a decision.
Can I ask a related question as you guys are sailing across the open ocean? Right now, all the vessel's running lights are on.
Let's not have those lights on.
It does make navigating a little harder.
It's all right. I'd rather not have a beacon.
Well, you see, we travel toward the flashing lights in the sky. We use that as our navigation.
Okay.
What he means is we have to have a red light.
To not run into an island.
No, we don't
Yeah,
have...
well, that could be a problem.
No, that's not what navigation lights are. Those are lights on our ship so other people can see us.
Yeah. But I mean, we won't be able to see an island if it's in front of us.
Right.
either.
We don't want to get that close to the island. We want to go...
No, there might be other
and
islands.
see.
You understand?
Well, I mean, we have charts. We should be able to find our way.
The explosions will light up our way.
Yeah, I mean...
We'll be able to see...
Yes, we're not going to let's get rid of those. Not, well, by get rid of, turn them off. I'm not going to shoot them out. Okay.
A few of them have probably already been shot out,
Yeah.
but
We'll go dark.
okay. And I'd ask if you were trying to run silent, but the fact of the matter is...
We want to go 5 knots faster than a deep one can swim. Is our goal.
How familiar are you with the deep one swimming speed?
Well, we know they're fucking fast on land, so I'm guessing they're really fast in the water. Probably faster in the water than on the land.
Like a torpedo. You just see it coming towards you.
Yeah.
It's not the
am,
deep ones I'm worried about.
Huh?
It's not a deep one that I'm worried about.
What are you worried
Star
about?
spawns.
Why?
'Cause they're a lot fucking bigger.
Oh,
Star spawn's about the size of this ship.
Yeah.
cool. Why would they be at the ship? Did you piss off Star Spawn while I was away?
Well, the Japanese could
I
have
didn't.
submarines. We don't know.
Hopefully they got that subliminal message of depth charges. But we'll find out. I have no idea what running silent is. I'm not a sailor. But
Oh, we can't run silent and still continue to move. So, unless
It's
there's
also
sails-
a little bit of a moot point due to the amount of noise that's being generated from the
right.
cannon.
But I think we should all have, if we see signs or fish people heads, we need to start lobbing grenades over to the side. That's what the grenades are for.
Let's see if they float up, if it affects them.
I've just been searching the room, so
Yeah.
I'm even on deck right now. So
Okay. It looks like a pleasure yacht as you're searching through the rooms. There's basically living quarters in here.
any particular room that looks more like a master bedroom, or
Sure.
anything
it's a weird
either
swing.
occult or mythos related in that particular room?
Give me a notice. Or, I'm
Gather
sorry.
information.
Gather information. Evidence collection, that's the one we're looking for.
I think I have 3 points in there. Where is that?
It's a technical ability.
Oh, it's
It's
technical.
evidence
I have
collection.
3. Okay, I'll spend a point.
You don't spend a point, just give me a roll.
Oh, okay.
I remember in first
4.
edition, spot hidden. You know, that's the only
Yeah.
skill you really cared
Yeah.
about was spot hidden.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't find anything that looks culty to you. You find some good-looking bourbon. You find some scotch. You find some sake. variety of other.
Well, that's all flammable, so
It is.
I'll keep it.
It
all.
is. You find some fine delicacies. It's a fairly well-stocked ship. Somebody spent some real money on this.
No hidden compartments, none of that kind of stuff.
Not that you see.
All right, well, Molotov cocktails coming right up.
You're looking at the vintage of the bottles. You're pretty sure that's going to be like a $40 Molotov cocktail.
Awesome.
So
Gonna make
that's like
one.
a $270 bottle today.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's like single scotch.
it's a good single malt scotch. It's aged for a while. Yeah.
Well, should have one hell of a kick, right?
Excellent question.
We'll find out.
So you guys are getting closer to the island, and you're actually looking around, and you see the reports of you see the battleship on the horizon over that way as you're getting closer, because you can see the muzzle flash from it firing those massive cannons, and it's firing about every. Well, it's got 4 turrets, and it's firing all 3 cannons in each of those 4 turrets probably once every 30 seconds. One of the
It's not gonna
turrets
be much
fires.
of an island left.
Okay, how big is this island? I mean, is it like
It's an atoll, isn't it?
like a mile?
No, it's
two?
bigger than that.
And we need to steer this ship like to
Yeah.
the exact opposite side of this of the battleship, because we need to be able to make a landing and not be targeted by the Japanese as a potential enemy. So
That's Grey Dragon Island, and you can see that's a volcano
Uh-huh.
in it, so it's fairly big.
okay. Well, we're going to be on the other side of the volcano, so we're not spotted. The mountain will block.
We're gonna
our
take a
views.
real big, wide path
around. Yeah.
like miles.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'd like to know what's going on, but we don't want to.
We don't need to be like
remotely part of the
And I'm
action.
keeping an eye out for a giant wave.
Sure, that seems like an excellent strategy.
Yeah.
Might also be keeping an eye out for the vessel that's preparing to make landing, since you're aware of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're interested observers, but not willing participants in this Japanese naval operation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does our ship have like a Chinese flag on it or something?
It actually has a British flag on it.
Yeah, we're gonna take that down.
Okay.
I've
Put a
always
white
wanted to do
flag
this.
up.
Give me it.
I'll put a white flag up in its place.
All right.
Pair of pants.
Oh, those have a big brown stain.
Yeah, right about now. Yeah.
Well, we could color a big red circle on it.
You could.
That's not the worst idea. Maybe you should use your artistic skill to
Yeah, I can make a flag.
replicate a Japanese flag. Seriously.
So how long is this
You need some
island
blood
getting
for
bombarded?
red.
Or
Are you donating?
Well,
Yeah.
since you
Yeah.
first noticed the sound, it's probably been about 3 hours.
they just keep going?
Yeah.
So,
How,
does anybody know about volcanoes? Do you have like, what is it, geology?
Volcanology.
Something. Because can battleship shells make a volcano erupt? That would be an interesting question. that
I
would
hope
have.
so.
We have a repository of knowledge at our fingertips this day.
Oh yeah, you have geology. That's good.
No, I'm just curious now. 'Cause that's
I don't think it would.
Do any of you have geology?
I don't.
No.
But
I have
I
a,
got the
Then
question.
you have no idea whether
mean-
or not the phones, whatever, regardless of what Google says, you have no idea.
Well, one of the problems is there's no
this is just
geology
from my own
skill
personal.
listed.
That's fair.
yeah, there is.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is. There is. under cryptology
Mm-hmm.
or whatever.
And before history.
I didn't take a lot of those.
So you guys are trying to loop around the island, and as you guys are about halfway around, you think it's probably another half hour or so to where you'd want to be. The shelling comes to a complete stop, and you hear over the radio in
Climb
code
Mount Nititaka.
that you're pretty sure they're making land. They're getting ready for landfall now.
Cool.
These are like a bunch of little dinghy boats coming off of the big ship. Just coming to
You don't
landfall.
know.
Troops.
You haven't seen them.
Haven't seen them. They're not.
Yeah, I don't think they transport troops on a dinghy boat from a battleship.
Well, there's a couple of things. The first thing is you're not sure what you're looking for. The second thing is you're still half an hour out from the area of the island where you want to land. You don't necessarily know where they want to land.
And military landing craft weren't really developed until World War II. So whatever they have, they're not going to have like gates that come down and the guys aren't going to swim.
No, I'm thinking like rubber kind of
like rafts.
rafts.
Yeah.
Or rowboats.
And
Rowboat.
either way,
I don't know.
it's dark. The sky is clouded over. There's a lot of smoke in the air from massive shells making impacts on the island. And you're not running any lights, and whoever's trying to land probably isn't running any lights either. So,
We're all going to run into each other.
well, I don't know if you're going to run into each other, but visibility's
Yeah,
limited.
we don't. And once again, I have to say this: we are not getting close enough to find out more information. We will find out what happened tomorrow when it's daylight out.
Oh, you're not landing tonight?
No, fuck no. Not where there's live fire.
Well, they've stopped firing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just softening up the beach for the landing.
Could be.
And there's Japanese troops on this island. The last thing they're not gonna they're gonna shoot first and ask questions later. So if
Right.
we go on the island and we have a bunch of Chinese patriots on the island, they're just gonna kill us all.
Right.
So we shouldn't just go land hoping that we can find this temple before the Japanese do in some race against time,
I like that idea.
and hopefully not get killed.
The temple's in the
I don't like that
volcano.
idea at all.
I like this idea.
I should wait till.
I am
think-
all for this.
I think we
Alright,
should wait
so
till these fuckers
He goes
leave.
on a dinghy alone.
Well, honestly though, when do we have a better chance to get to this island?
We're here, but
Exactly. There's no waves coming to destroy us right now. Yes, there is Japanese
I mean,
Marines.
this whole thing was...
In fairness, if there was a wave coming
Have
to
you guys
destroy
ever heard
you,
of the
It
Baton
you
would've
might
been
March?
hear it, but
Yeah.
you probably wouldn't see it coming. It's dark enough.
Have you ever heard of the Baton Death March? I would like to avoid that if at all possible.
We're going on this island tonight.
Well, I'm not. You can go. What good is going to find the temple tonight?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, because they're going to land and shoot up everything on the island.
And even if they
Let's
destroy...
Let's just stay.
hold on. Let's say we turn around, right? How do
Is
we
there
get
a
back to the
break wall?
island with the Japanese occupied?
How do we what?
They're not going to occupy it forever, and they're not going to leave a battleship and 1,000 troops there forever. Once they eliminate who was ever on this island, they may leave a small garrison there, but it's not going to be like they're going to turn it into a fortress. They just want to smack whoever sank their other ship, their cruiser.
They think
Yeah.
that there's a weapon on here, and they will go through this island with a fine-tooth comb until they find a weapon
That's
that's
fine.
able to send a gigantic wave.
I don't think we should go sneak onto this island where there's a battle underway.
What better time?
We're going to get
After-
killed by the Japanese military,
and-
not by cultists. I'd rather...
Could I try to talk to Asogi and
Yeah.
see?
We don't even know if he's
said-
alive.
Maybe I can.
You
like,
can certainly
try
talk
to
on
talk on the radio and
Sure.
ask for Asogi to see if he's around.
I-
Because then we can at least tell him, and warn them that we're here. And
Well,
see,
as soon as you talk on the radio, you're warning them that we're here.
but we We want a sogi though, don't we?
Like, I feel that like
So we can tell them don't kill us.
even if the Japanese, let's say they find the temple, whatever the temple is. I mean, let's call the temple a metaphor of a workshop built inside in the volcano, right?
The
Whatever.
volcano worshipper workshop.
Right, exactly. We'll call it that, right? So even if the Japanese destroy the temple, that is not going to destroy, let's say, the wellspring of evil that lies underneath the volcano. Not until we can close it with the magical fucking seal that we can't even make for another 2 weeks. So, I mean, being here on the island will do absolutely nothing for our end mission unless we plan on living on a desolate, bombed-out island for the next 2.5 weeks to make sure no cultist reinforcements come. Is that what we're going to do?
Maybe a sogi will be there and he can help us accomplish that.
So he's going to give us food and fresh
No,
water.
no, no.
And
No.
like
No,
all
I'm
things
getting
we
what you're
just
saying.
survive.
I'm picking up what you're
Hopefully
saying.
there's food on the island
Yeah,
already,
I mean,
so we can all
like
just
the
eat.
last thing that we want to do is like get caught by the Japanese military for trying to sneak in under their nose to find a temple we can't do shit with anyway. Like, let the Japanese destroy this island.
Take everything off, burn it, whatever they're gonna do.
They're gonna wreck it.
In 2 weeks and 3 days, we'll come back and put our thing on there.
That's right.
So what you're saying
So we
is
sailed off for nothing.
there's not going to be loot at the end of this scenario. There's not going to be
Not when.
all of these books that we can read and go crazy with, and
No, all that stuff is at Hofeng's.
Go to Hofeng's.
He really wants to die tonight, so we better either shoot him
What I wanna do-
or push him off the edge of the boat.
What I want to do, we got 60 plus men.
All right. Who aren't going to want to sacrifice themselves to the Japanese military.
Exactly. So if we say Hofang, we go there with this 60 plus men. Let's take them out.
So, my whole problem with this entire scenario is that we got on that boat and we drove out here 2.5 hours just to turn back around and go back to
Yep.
Singapore.
That
There you go.
was what I was. That's what I was getting at before, but that's why I'm like, let's get on the island. But
Yeah, we can't do shit on the island, man. We just cannot. Not
We
for
could get
2
killed.
weeks. Yeah, well, that's the option.
there is something
Or
we can
get
do.
captured by or imprisoned by the Japanese military,
Or
and
get
then like
Malaria.
malaria. Are there trees on this island?
There
There
were.
might have been
Yeah.
before the show.
Not anymore.
3.5 hours of shelling is
There's
gonna.
flinders on this
Yeah.
island.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, and the answer to the question is no.
So
Well, we
No.
No, not even a nuke.
yeah, I mean honestly, we should never even come here, but whatever. We're here on the boat.
Well, we
staring at
didn't
the
know
island.
what was going to happen. We still don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The Japanese could all go on this island and get you know.
Annihilated by deep ones.
Right. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
think we should hang out.
We should stick
until-
around and listen to the radio and see what happens. I mean, sure, we can do that.
Yeah.
And then if the well-trained Japanese military gets wiped out, then we should definitely jump on the island and see what
Yeah,
happens.
exactly.
They soften them up.
Yeah. After 3 hours of just utter annihilation and their army being wiped out, yeah, we should definitely make landfall.
But his logic is, if we leave and the squids win, then when we try to come back, we'll still have to deal with the wave again.
Thank you.
I mean,
Well, why
Then-
didn't you
then-
I'm
say
not
that?
arguing for or against. I'm just saying that
So in our current situation, then, if that's the case, then we have to stay here until the full moon, because if we leave and try to come back,
not if the squids lose. We don't
can
know who's
ensure that
gonna
the squids lose. We can hopefully Penhu's here. Hopefully.
okay.
All right. Hopefully all
the
three of them are
problem is
here.
that the squids win, and they put up their defenses again, and we don't have a Japanese battleship next time.
Yeah, right.
Or
so,
Marines.
So we have to stay here to
But-
make sure that doesn't happen.
To hope that they lose. And
Okay,
if they
how about we
lose,
just sit
we
here
can
and we be
leave.
quiet and we just listen. And we just wait and see and listen to the radio.
I wish if we knew Asogi was alive.
That's what I'm saying. I would like to do that too.
But if you start talking on the radio,
So we'll sit here and
Well-
listen.
Well, it's
Maybe
not like
we'll
they
hear
can.
a Sogi. I don't know. Or maybe somebody
they can't do like
They're not gonna be able to
they can't
triangulate.
that's right.
Yeah.
But they are now aware that there is other people here.
Yeah, but they're on a band that our radio can pick up, which
Yeah.
means that anybody who's scanning could also pick up their chatter. So it could be a fishing. We're a fishing vessel. For
Yeah,
all
that's
they know.
right.
So
that
I mean,
happens to speak Japanese.
sure.
We're close
I
to
have-
Japan.
Well, they don't know that. Yeah. Well,
We're really close to Japan.
Yeah, and I mean, I honestly can't imagine.
I'll get out the red circle.
Yeah.
For the record, the radio that you guys are using doesn't just cover public bands. Hofang had something a little more sophisticated than that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a try for Rose to say on the radio, this is a message for Asagi-san. Your friends from the Stumbling Tiger are nearby and wish you the best. Something like that, maybe. We don't actually want to say, hey, we're skulking around waiting.
Yeah.
Here are our coordinates. You should just like say that right on the radio.
Yeah. Has
See
anybody
what
got a problem with that?
No.
Okay, let's do
Rose,
it.
are you down with that?
I don't know if we want to say that we're his friends and we're here or whatever because then that's alerting everybody else.
So? They're going to be
Of the
alerted soon
Japanese.
enough.
As soon as the sun rises and we're
We
not
don't want
gone,
we
we're gonna
don't
be
want the
spotted.
Japanese to see us as a threat, but we want
Right.
to know.
You hear a voice over the radio saying, landfall initiated.
What's
Here's-
going on the island?
here's the deal.
Food
I
and
Can't
think
we just
that-
act like we
You
are
can't-
you can't see
landing
the
to
Yeah, I
and
mean,
It's like a
it's-
smoke
trying to
fog,
act-
right?
Yeah,
Say
it's
something to Asogi like we're part of
the
the
atmosphere
mission
is
or what
full,
they're doing.
completely full of ash and
Here's the thing.
Instead of saying that we're us,
An island
we can act like we're part
invasion
of.
is utter chaos, especially in
Right.
the dark. We do not want to be running around this island
you
in the
can
dark.
hear the sounds of gunfire, but you can't really see.
So there's gunfire going on. Well, that's interesting.
If there's
Small
So why
arms
can't we
fire.
just be like,
Yeah,
Asogi,
but-
come in or something like that, and come in, please, or something,
well,
and see if he answers.
we'll send a message and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we don't even know what his position is. I mean, he might be a
We-
naval officer, but not necessarily like a part of the mission that's on the battleship to
Absolutely.
bomb the army.
Because I'm just
He's
throwing
an
out.
office guy, for all we know.
He's got some kind of connection because he made that last thing happen real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
This one happened fairly quick, too.
Yeah. So he's got some kind of connection maybe that he's not even letting us know.
We could
You
say, this is a message for Asagi-san. Your friends from the Stumbling Tiger are nearby and wish to help.
Then they're going to be like, oh my
Or-
god, who's
or-
that? Let's send the ships all around or the boats all around to see who's here. And
Hey,
Well, I
maybe-
mean that's what you wanted,
half
wasn't it?
dozen, you know,
I
whatever.
feel like I'm afraid to say that we're nearby.
Well, nearby can mean.
What if
a lot
Asogi
of
doesn't
things.
answer and he's not there?
I
Well,
don't
then-
know.
Then they're going to come after
It's worth a
us.
shot.
We
All
got
right, well,
we
let's do
got
it.
we
I'll
got
agree.
60
Let's do it.
people, and
Why not?
otherwise we're gonna have
Danger
to go.
At least we won't die alone.
If we stay silent,
Okay, that's what I'll say.
No.
I mean, if we stay
I'll say,
silent
so
and we
you
just
were your
keep
friends.
listening and hear what
We're
happens.
here.
I mean, there's small arms fire going on,
Um,
which means that there's something there.
Respond. I'm asking them to respond or over and out. Whatever. However you do it.
Okay. And you say that in Japanese?
Yep.
Okay. After a few moments, you hear a voice come over the radio, speaking in Japanese, saying, this channel is currently in use for secure operations. Please clear this channel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good enough. That means they got the message.
And there is he does give you another channel number for
Flip it.
if you wish to continue this discussion.
Ooh. Let's flip over there and continue the discussion.
Okay.
I got no problem landing if the Japanese know we're coming. I just don't want to be stumbling around in
Right.
the dark. Willy-nilly. Or
Okay.
Willie Nelson.
So you're by the radio. Is anyone else by the radio?
I am, because I have cryptology.
I was looking,
Does
watching
somebody
out
please
for a
be with
wave
me
of
by the
oblivion.
radio?
So you're
And
watching the.
Deep Woods.
You're on deck. You
I'm
are
on
on deck
deck, yeah.
watching. You're basically looking at really intense smoke and fog.
I'm back on deck.
You're back. You're on the deck too. Okay. So the two of you that are over by the radio switch the channel, so you can't hear the updates on what's going on the island anymore. But a voice comes over the radio saying, "Who is this?"
In English.
In Japanese.
I'm gonna tell him my name and where you're friends from.
Stumbling Tiger.
Stumbling Tiger.
And who do you think I am?
We're looking for a Sogi.
I see. He is not available at this time. What message do you have for him?
Tell him we have additional troops and we can lend
I
a
can't
hand
believe you're
if need
still
be.
not on the depth charge message. What happened to the depth charge?
Yeah, don't forget the depth charges. Tell him, don't forget the depth charges.
Did you guys not forget the depth charges?
We have been using depth charges.
You've been seeing any fish floating?
We
Big
have seen
fish?
many things floating.
They're working. Depth charges are working.
So, well, let's tell them that we have troops and we can assist if they so desire.
Okay. Sure.
Your assistance is not needed at this time. We ask that you please stay clear of the island for your own safety. This is a Japanese security matter.
Okay. Just stay clear of the island.
Don't forget the depth charges.
And don't forget the depth charges. Use many, many more. All around the island.
We will use our discretion.
And set off the volcano if they can.
Okay.
Can I ask this person what their name is?
That is not your concern.
Okay.
Stay clear of the island.
Thank you. Be safe.
Good hunting.
Godspeed.
Over and out.
Over and out.
Don't
Roger.
read any books
Roger
while you're
that.
there, because they will fuck you up.
Those of you on deck, the gunfire has stopped. The small arms fire has stopped.
Turn back to the station. We could listen to the battle.
He said Isogi was not here or available.
Well, we need to find out what's going on with the
Available.
battle.
Available. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely turn back and listen. Listen in.
Okay.
So it's not saying that he's dead and he's not here. He's just not available.
Yeah, he's probably not a part of the mission.
Or maybe he's leading the
Could still be dead.
invasion.
Being unavailable is being dead.
Maybe he would have said you haven't heard. He's not dramatically something.
I try to look at the most positive
I know.
outcome I could.
That's why we keep you around.
So,
I feel like Isogi is not dead because this happened quickly,
yeah,
and
I agree.
so I feel like he's here somewhere.
That I do not agree with. I think he's back in Shanghai or whatever.
I don't know. It's quite possible that he's leading the ground invasion. We don't know. I mean, when we get a minute, I can like try and dream text him again.
You could do that right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say go to
You'd have to be
sleep.
asleep.
But he has to be asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's sleepy if he's not here. Try. See?
See, this is where cell phones would be so useful.
there would be no signal out here.
No, that's true.
Sat phone. All right, so you hear a transmission saying complex identified, entering now.
Everybody,
Hey guys,
listen. They're
They-
going in.
they're going into the temple or a house or something. It sounds like.
Let's
Are
see if
there-
Penu's in there.
Are
Let's
there
see what happens.
Rowboats or anything on
On the island?
the yacht?
On the yacht? Of course.
Well, wait and let's listen to see what happens inside here before you start jumping in any rowboats.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it might, for us to go there, not the entire ship full of militia, but just us.
I don't
Why?
want to go to the island.
Why?
Because I have a feeling that those Marines.
We're gonna miss out on the loot.
Yeah.
That's my interpretation.
And by loot, you mean
But the books.
Big-
He's afraid that all the killing is going to
I
be
mean-
done before he gets there. He must have done
I-
some killing.
I was just disemboweled yesterday, so
This is a new
Uh,
session.
Well,
Remember, there's
what
one
I'm saying
meeting per
is-
session.
Alright, this is out of character, right? Yes, Japanese Marines are tough, some hombres and whatnot, but if there's 3 sorcerers, I don't even think they have a chance.
well,
That's why I said let's listen and see what happens here. They're entering the building.
We don't know if any of those sorcerers are on the island. I'm
We have a
guessing there's one.
communication. We have
wait,
we're
Penu's
we have
boat
listening
left
to everything
before
as it's
the
going
dinner.
down.
So if there's, and there were 2 sorcerers
At the dinner.
at the dinner.
That means one
So-
is here.
One is possibly here. Penu is possibly here. We don't know that he's a sorcerer. He might think he's a sorcerer.
My ears like to the radio. I'm
Sure.
not even caring what they're saying. Just
We know where
listening.
there's 2 sorcerers at Hofang's house.
It's been about 15 minutes since the last transmission without any further.
And we don't hear no
Updates.
guns shooting or anything like that.
You do not.
So where are we at in the boat? Like like a half a like a mile away from the island?
You tell
or-
me.
We're
I thought
Sound
we
travels
Because
pretty
we
far
would be
over
able
water.
to hear if we were in the boat. We'd be able to hear if there was gunfire going on and stuff like that on the island, or you know.
You were able to hear it earlier. Sound travels pretty far over water.
So it's pretty quiet. We heard over the radio that they're entering the building.
But if they're fighting underground, we're not going to
Yeah,
hear
we're
it.
not going to.
If it's what?
If they're underground or
Right.
inbound or something.
Right. So it's all quiet. Basically, we see a bunch of smoke and fire and leftover stuff like that.
I think we should wait to see what happens.
I do too.
If they don't come out of the temple, then we can either A, go to the island, or
Let's do
I
it.
think if the Marines fail, then it's up to us.
Well, yeah. Well,
I
let's
just
wait and
don't
see if
see
the
that
Marines
being
fail
like-
first.
I don't see how we're going to be able to defeat whatever Marines couldn't
We're
stop.
not. We're gonna hightail our asses out of there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, we were able to triumph in New York, in Peru.
I can summon a genie. I'm just saying.
yeah.
I can run away really quick. I'm just saying.
Well, the
Across the
island is
water?
pretty small.
Yeah, I can run on water. I took that skill. Water walking.
We were able to escape a painting that went back in time.
Yeah, I think that.
Just saying. We're
I don't think that the military is going to abandon this, even if they lose a couple soldiers.
I'm not talking about a couple soldiers here.
Well, if they
But
send
we-
in a second wave, we'll hear about it on the radio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another
And
15 minutes pass.
And if they lose all 2
Another
or
15,
3
so
or
like a
4,
half an
they're going to
hour.
bombard this again. And the last thing we need to do is be on this island.
They're not going to bombard unless they know all their men are gone.
Yeah, I think we should wait and see what happens.
Maybe you should try a different station. Maybe they switch their
Yeah, see if
military.
Bon Jovi's.
Maybe-
No, I don't think so. I think it's just.
I'm just saying,
Like,
let's get
let's just
one of the
sit tight,
dinghies
listen.
ready, and
Another 15 minutes pass.
it's been 45 minutes, not a peep.
So what time is it?
Let's
Like-
talk to Jack.
Like 1 o'clock in the
I-
morning.
My idea is,
Uh,
Jack, you take these guys
it was
back
around
and
9.
you go
when
get your
you
girlfriend
left,
Hoping.
Yeah, it
right?
took like 2 or 3 hours to get there, right?
It took about 2.5 hours, so it's probably about 12. Let's call it 12:15.
We'll load up on some arms and stuff like. Not that it's gonna matter. We'll probably die anyway, but we'll go to the island and we'll tell Jack, you take these men, you go get your girlfriend, you go to Hofang's, and you take them out.
So we are going to stay at the island for the next 2.5 weeks.
Well, no, permanently. More than 2.5 weeks, forever.
Oh, I got
We're
you.
never
Our
getting
corpses aren't going to be moving very quickly, so
I think we should like take all of these dudes with us and go see what's going on.
Should I switch over to the other channel and try to talk to that guy again? Piss him off some more?
Well, I was saying switch to a different
make sure he
channel.
fires on us immediately instead of like just in a little bit.
Just
No, I
like-
think
That's
the only reason I'm saying us getting inside of the
Yeah.
smaller craft is
We
because
should
a
probably
big
run
yacht,
that up the yard arm.
I told you I was
Even-
working on
even with the
that.
lights off, will create a silhouette of some kind.
Good.
Another 15 minutes passed. It's been an hour since the last communication you heard over the radio. Last broadcast you heard.
Are there no calls for information or?
In a couple more minutes, you do hear a status update request. There's no response.
Well, that means the battleship's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, deep ones haven't got it yet.
Well, that we do know now that Carl Stanford's probably the one that cast the tsunami. Maybe
And if that's the case, then he is not on the island.
correct, or they would have.
Or they would have done it.
Yeah.
Which means that he is on land, probably at Hofang's.
Right. And no status update has been given even after a request.
Well, what do you think, Jack?
Not anxious to run into any place that could be bombarded again. Not with shells of that size.
I
I'm
agree.
also not real anxious to try and breathe through that all that smoke and stumble around on some godforsaken island.
I concur.
Is the debris and fog and smoke and ash and all that has settled in the last hour?
It's going to
Probably a little bit, but that's going to be in the air for probably a couple of days.
Okay.
be. It's going to be dark. I think maybe if we do go, we should do it at dawn. We don't know where anything on this island is. We haven't even actually seen this island.
Well, we
Okay,
saw the top of the
but
volcano.
I'm kind of now I'm thinking about maybe going in because it is so quiet. It's been an hour. We haven't heard anything. The ship requested to hear still it's silent. They hadn't heard nothing. So maybe we can sneak in and sneak into this little building and see what's going on in this building. The compound that they just went into.
After another 15 minutes, you hear another status update request.
And nothing.
No response.
So what if I go on the other channel and ask for a status update request? Kinda
I don't
like
know.
on the
Are
ship.
You gonna do that?
I'm going to do that.
You can go
No,
to
I
the
don't
other
think we should. I think we should go, and we should tell them what we're doing.
Go and tell who what we're doing.
The Japanese.
Yeah, go on that other channel and be like, we'll get you a status update.
And go in on the other side of the island.
So go on the other channel.
Tell them that this is the Friends of Asogi. We are going to. We will.
Look for ask for a status update. Tell them we're looking
Oh.
to help them. Or
No,
we'll
we'll
get them a
just
status update.
we'll just tell them that we are going to go to the island to find out what happened, and please don't bombard us.
you mean I'm gonna say that to the ship.
To the
No.
Japanese, yes.
To the ship, right?
On the
Not
private channel.
whoever's-
Not
private
the private channel.
The private channel, yes.
On
The private channel.
Yes.
So that's the people that's in the compound.
Is
we're
that-
talking to.
No.
We have no
We're
idea.
talking. Both channels were the ship. One
Okay.
of them
Okay.
was like
Gotcha.
a general broadcast, and the other
Gotcha.
one was a personal broadcast.
Does that sound okay?
So it's a shot.
Sure.
And get as close to the island as we can.
Yep. Let's
and
do
just
that. I like it.
Disembark.
Take the.
All right, I gotta piss though.
So tell me what you're doing.
So I'm going to
On
switch
the
to that channel.
other channel, we'll tell them this is the Friends of Asogi. We are going to find out what happened.
We're
Please
going-
don't bomb us.
Yep, don't bomb us. We're going to go into the compound to get them an update.
Negative. This is an internal naval matter. Do not intrude. Repeat, do not intrude. Clear the area.
I second it.
Danger, Will
Leave,
Robinson.
leave the area. I can only be outvoted 4-1. I can't be outvoted 5-1.
Because
The fifth guy's
Alexander's not here.
Excuse me. All right. Let's head towards
Jack's not real wild about the idea of heading to the island right now. If that battleship can open fire again,
They're not
that's
gonna
the best
bomb
idea.
if they don't know what the status of their troops are.
Yeah, I kind of want to go sneak
You've
in
never
now and
dealt
see
with the
what's going
Japanese
on.
Navy, have you?
They just go round after round, huh? Send the next wave in? Is that how that works?
That's how it worked on the first one.
Wouldn't
Huh?
shock me.
Well, we can wait till the daylight and see what happens.
And then we're really going to be sitting here like, hi.
Well, I mean, they already know we're here.
We could sit
they just
inside
told
the
us to
smoke
leave.
cloud.
No, they told us not to interfere. They didn't tell us to leave.
No, he
They
did.
told just to leave. They told you to leave the first time.
Yeah. So now we're going to
Well, we're
really
not-
piss them off because
Let's rowboat it in, tell Jack to take on Hofang. That's what I'm saying.
I say screw it. Let's go and see what's inside that compound.
You got it.
We've come this far. We're stubborn heads that
We're already balls
And
deep.
at this
we're
point,
already balls
I'm going to
There we
stick
go.
with Jack.
Let's
I'll
do it.
accompany his crew to wherever they're going. I'm not up for a island suicide mission.
It's
Okay.
not a suicide mission, Hobo. Come on. You'll
Nope.
be fine.
I'm going with
I'm going to put you in the bag
the Brady Bunch.
and drag you.
Me and the Brady Bunch are going to go to Shanghai or
Well, or we should wait till he
No,
gets
you're
back
not.
before we
You
decide.
can't go nowhere and
I
like.
can.
He said
He
not-
wish.
like,
He
you're
can
not
go back to New York if he
Wait a
wants.
minute.
He's like,
You are not taking this boat anywhere. You're not. Gonna,
Yeah, I'm not.
Unless you swim.
I mean,
you're not taking this boat anywhere.
I say
we need this boat.
we get in the dinghy, row on up there. Jack, go get your girlfriend. You kill those sons of bitches, Hofang and his friend, and we'll take care of this.
Let's see what he says.
We're all gonna die someday, right?
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
This is out of character. We're
But
all
I'm not going to die today, though. I'll die tomorrow.
we're all gonna die sometime. Might as well be worth doing something.
Rescuing his girlfriend is doing something.
There you go. You can help.
we
That's
can
right.
just like peek in there and see.
It's not like I'm
what they do.
abandoning
It has them
everybody.
all
Right, you're not
penned
just-
Up and
I'm just abandoning the island.
And if you hear a bunch of thuds as you guys are sailing away, you made the right choice.
I mean, we can go in, see what it is.
is there a portable radio on the boat?
There's a preparedness skill.
Hmm?
There's a preparedness skill. I think this is the perfect time for a preparedness skill roll.
I
I
have
have 2
preparedness.
points.
But he
I have
wasn't the
4.
guy preparing
You
the
have
boat.
2.
The crew of the boat was preparing
Yeah,
the
We're
boat.
at a
so
crux
that's kind of
right
how
here.
that works.
Oh, we're getting shelled?
No. Here's the idea.
5.
Yes, there is a radio on the boat. It's not
Okay.
quite as. It doesn't have the same kind of range,
Right.
but there is a radio on
Okay.
the small boats.
I will write down a channel.
Tell
that
Mr.
we
Brady
appropriate channel.
to go with the boat and the men.
Uh-huh.
Go get his. You take out Hofang.
Why?
Why not?
Here. Okay.
So why are we going to abandon ourselves on an island?
We're not.
I'm
Somebody
not-
knows we're there.
Here's
He's
the
going
deal.
with them.
The whole Japanese
So you have
ship
a
knows we're
choice.
there.
Okay.
You can,
You don't
Not
have
really.
to.
They've
I'm-
told
I'm-
us to leave
I
3
want to go
times,
to the
but
island.
We're not listening.
I want to go to the island.
I want to go to the island.
It could be a
too.
horrible idea, but everything we do is a horrible.
I
Yeah.
want to go to the island too.
I do. I want to go and.
But
creep in.
I found a portable radio. So
Okay.
if we have Jack wait till the morning,
We could see that the kind professor is also going to assist Jack.
I
That way
think
at least
we can hide
2
underneath
people
the
know.
smoke and all the,
Right.
the
I mean,
debris.
guys,
and-
what do we honestly expect to find at the island?
probably a
We wanna go
temple
look
and
inside.
Penhew.
And what are we gonna do?
And a bunch of loot. Don't forget the loot.
We're gonna kill Penny.
Are you guys having this discussion on the deck of the ship?
Yeah, as we're like
We're
pulling
arguing.
ropes,
Jack,
and dropping
Jack's right
ship,
there.
and all.
Unless
this.
everybody here speaks English, then I think we're okay.
We're talking to Jack too. Jack's.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I knew where you were having the discussion.
Yes. This is a good debate.
We were gonna row about 50 feet away, have this conversation, ask Jack a question, then go back, discuss. Listen,
So we want to
Jack.
go to the complex and look inside the complex.
We
and
want
see
to find
what's
out.
going
We
on.
need to find out what's going on, and we need to kill Penhew. We got
We can
grenades
stay-
and
I don't
Tommy
think
guns.
he should leave. If we're gonna do this, and like it, somehow we discover something magical, like great loot, we need to get off this island.
We got a dinghy.
So we're gonna dinghy across the ocean.
We got
We're like 15 minutes away
like
to the island.
what, Jack.
It's not across the ocean.
Can you leave?
It's not. No, we're right there. You
No,
said.
No, we're pretty far. We're
No,
pretty far.
he wants to send
boat's
Jack back
leaving.
to Singapore.
Well, hold on a second.
Oh,
hold
wait
on.
a minute. Wait, what?
Hold on a second. We
What?
need,
I missed that
we need
part.
to talk to Jack and see if he. We'll know within an hour whether we're going to live or die.
Yeah, right. So
Jack,
we don't
can you
want.
stay here till dawn? If we are successful, and come get us, or wait for us, and we'll dinghy back out.
I'm in this far. I can stay for another few hours.
Okay.
There you go. So we're not going to be.
I will call you on this radio that I found using my preparedness skill.
I think we have to tie up the hobo though, because he might try to take the ship and go.
Setting sail for Hawaii.
Yeah.
So, you guys are getting the dinghy ready to head out,
Uh-huh.
and just before you lower the ship over the
You're
side,
like, I just went to the bathroom. What happened?
you hear a crackle over the radio, and a voice in Japanese says, "Heavy casualties. Heavy casualties. We found the weapon."
Oh, we got to go now.
It's just going down.
Yes, the thing the military failed to do, us 5 can do.
Heavy casualties. That's scary.
Well, they found the weapon, so
They didn't say whose side.
They didn't, and they did find the weapon.
Cool.
And there is somebody alive. It said.
At
heavy
least one
casualties.
person. There's at least
That's-
one
And
soldier
they're
alive.
reporting back to the boat.
Right.
That
So-
was mind control.
we need to take the Japanese
Yeah.
flag with us.
Wrap it around your head or something.
Yeah.
Tie it.
So are we going to the island and
Wrap
letting
it
Jack
around me.
just
Yes.
chill out for a few hours? We'll do that.
Yes.
Yes.
Heavy casualty. Yep. I think it's good.
I'm coming with you. I'm not staying on the boat.
All right.
Tie up him. Tie him up. It's gonna.
All right.
It's gonna leave. Let's go.
Okay. This is probably a good stopping point. We're a few minutes early, but I think this is probably a good stopping point.
I mean, John, do we
We
really
didn't
need to
think-
stop when the conclusion is you have all died horribly?
It's like a choose your own adventure. You flip to the
That's
page.
John's way of
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
he wasn't expecting us to do that.
No,
Oh, sorry.
just don't want to dive into that with
No,
10 minutes left to play.
Is it that late already?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quarter to
It
9.
went quick.
We
So,
have punch it like
quick.
that. It went pretty
Yeah.
fast.
all right. Well, if you want to ask Josh if he can stop the feed, but thank you for anyone watching along at home. Tune in next week where the player characters attempt their suicide mission to land on the island. Expedition to explore the cult facility on the island. Surely it's not suicidal.
I think Mr. Lovecraft would be proud of us.
Yes.
And appreciate everyone's time and watching. And if you have any thoughts you'd like to send our way, please check us out on our Facebook
Thoughts
page.
and prayers.